So, we gotta talk about Final Fantasy XVI.
That was not the intro I was expecting. But yeah, we have words.
We do. The new and final DLC is out. The Rising Tide. Like that Mike Shinoda album.
Yeah.
And
We have some fairly mild criticism.
yeah. Cause game's not perfect, but like the way the DLC was marketed made it seem like they were gonna put it over the top. They were gonna address all of those issues,
Should we...
And instead, what we got is that they just continue doing the same thing.
Yeah, and I think, personally, like, my biggest problem with the DLC is just the way it's marketed, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just...
Because you like the DLC, yeah?
Yes. Sort of. Mostly yes, but we'll get into that.
Alright.
And I do like this one quite a bit more than the Omega DLC. Like, would you say this one's an improvement? Pretty much every level?
I suppose so?
Yeah. Alright, so we got this letter. Sid, need your shit. Go to a brothel and ask for Layla.
Layla!
The lost.
A brothel?
No, Layla.
Why now? After all this time.
Why the brothel?
Why has she got me on my knees?
She was coming from the bed.
I'm not sure you believe me if I tell
Guys,
you.
it's Jill. There's Jill in this.
Jill!
After all we've been through,
Jill's here.
She's saying things.
Jill.
I doubt there's anything that could surprise me at this point.
Jill.
All right then. Rouse Joshua and meet me in the mess. We'll talk there.
I don't have time to go wake my brother. I need to brood.
Get him out of Yote's bed.
Hi, Riss. D-Bomb is really happy with his browser for some reason.
Also, D-Bomb has their cat back. Yay!
Woo! Return of the Teak.
Yeah.
The letter delivered to my chambers omitted a few crucial details.
Where's Torgal?
Do we know its provenance?
That was one of the details it omitted.
Torgal actually, as we speak, is taking care of the secret Alexander DLC.
Ah.
The dame. Well, she's not one to waste our time.
Important might be an understatement, if the letter is to be believed. Leviathan.
Are you skipping the
So the
dialogue here, or?
water has
Oh, yeah.
finally returned. What has it been? 100 years?
Jill, if you got a fever and then primed, would that have made you the dominant of water? Because your temperature would be raised, and after it goes past the freezing point.
I'm not sure that's how that works.
Serpent brought his crushing waves to bear upon the realm.
Also, I'm just
Like,
admiring
if
I know it can be a
an
few years.
industrial freezer got a fever, what would happen?
warm
Should
up.
the dominant of water's bloodline have been severed?
I'm just
somehow?
admiring our LED fans now that they're working again. Good work on it. So
Yeah, you can look around the room all you want because you don't have head tracking, so people don't notice. You're just kind of wandering off like with me.
Still one to be had.
No,
shit, we have a Sega.
I did found a thing that like can like make me like manipulate a PNG tuber a bit more. When you talk, your mouth will open and stuff. Might look into
To
that.
say anything else?
Only that if I wish to know more, we must meet in person,
At the brothel.
and that the veil can arrange.
It's only cinematically responsible to do that.
If nothing else, you can be certain it ain't a trap.
Famous last words. I'm coming with you.
As am I.
Look at my invisible friend I have on my palm.
Both of you. And Otto.
Yeah. I'll keep an eye on things here. Didn't fancy coming anyway.
Otto is secretly the monk party member.
I shall leave the invincible.
D-Bomb says if she has a fever, insert Christopher Walken theme here. I'm now imagining Christopher Walken as a dominant in this game.
Oh god, which icon would he get?
I don't know. Would it be like in addition to all the ones we have, or would you replace someone?
Either or.
What if he just shows up as Carbuncle?
Oh my god. crystal is still just floating there. So Ultima's just probably like, where are you going?
Hey, see, there's your hello. ZD-Bomb gave it.
Yeah. He's just like, why are you going to the brothel? I'm over here. You have the one woman.
Looks like you've got that.
Where's he going? What's he doing?
But enough
Guess
talk.
I'll wait. Whee.
Fancy a peek
Everything
behind
continues
the
to be
veil, my lord?
purple.
I'm looking for a Layla.
You found one.
My mouth doesn't work proper.
Kind of like mine.
Joining in, or just watching?
The silent Jill look.
A win.
And then Joshua turns as well. They're tagging out. They're a tag team and judging Clive.
The price is still the same.
Yeah, she was just going and flapping her mouth for far longer than that line was. What happened there? I thought this game had like a system.
Yeah.
I suppose you'll be wanting to know who wrote it then.
Just looking at Jill.
Among other things.
Look, I'm just the messenger here. There's only so much I can tell you.
Specifically,
A location. North of town, on the shore of Isle of Feist Bay. There you'll find a tent, and the woman who can answer your question.
and that's all. Nothing else.
Actually, one thing. There's more than flowers in the meadows these days.
There's angry flowers.
Lethal
Does anyone else
flowers.
think it's strange that this woman should prefer to keep to the outskirts of town?
What if she realizes the value of the information she's party to?
And the danger it puts her in.
Beep, boop, beep, boop,
I haven't seen any of those beastly blue-eyed things.
Boop, 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 boop. Game is continuing to be purple.
Yeah. That's how you know Ultimate is evil. He's corrupted Rosie's favorite color.
Yeah,
That dick.
I don't like that.
Is it IDLC?
I love DLC! I don't want no scrub! No, that's TLC, sorry! I got it wrong!
But who awaits?
DLC? That's my favorite three-letter combination! Right after LSD!
You deserve a rest.
Who's LSD?
LSD?
Did you say LSD?
Yeah. The drug.
I know, it's fuck it. Who's on first?
Why am I not surprised?
Nobody's ever intense when I find the tent. Supposed to be some sort of...
No prizes for guessing who that belongs
D-Bomb's really tired. It's your turn to be tired, I guess.
Yeah? Oh, right.
Important things.
Yeah. They have, as part of the free patch accompanying this DLC, reduced the timer between Torgal pets. They know it's important.
Speaking of LSD, I just dropped like a whole bunch of it just before you hopped on, so I mean, buckle up, buddy, it's gonna be a trip!
I can see through time, Clive!
You're Sid.
See, Erlina gets me. She understood what I was doing. The height of comedy. Hello.
I suppose I must be.
New girl just dropped. Who this?
Disadvantage.
She has an axe.
Apologies. I am Shula, tributary of Mysidia, final haven of the Morts of Water.
They gasp.
What does that mean?
Water.
The very tribe into which it was believed Leviathan's dominant was born.
Right, sorry, I forgot how to
Notable
read.
for their sapphire eyes and ivory hair. Yes, that would be impossible, since the tribe famously...
Vanished. Was exterminated.
We had a run-in with the Daleks.
Despite the best efforts of both church and state, we are
I'm just
still very
imagining
much
Sid
alive.
mowing down Daleks.
Though we've managed to keep that fact hidden from good Kriegers.
Yeah, it seems your fancy schmancy shielding technology doesn't work against fucking magic.
Leviathan's dominant.
That wave out there. What do you know of it?
The surge.
It looks pretty cool.
Only that it's been there a long time.
Since the fall of Drake's Eye almost a century ago. Some claim the two are connected, but none can speak with any certainty.
So in other words, you know nothing.
Yeah.
Not that I'll hold it against you.
I'll only judge you silently.
The wave was raised by Leviathan in an act of rage.
Leviathan, Leviathan.
Moments before the waters were stayed, and the icon and its dominant bound within.
And you want us to?
Yes, I want you to go swimming.
Yes. You see, a little bird told me about a certain outlaw with a singular knack for putting unruly dominants in their place. And ours is about as unruly as they get. For years, we've searched for someone who could hold their own against an icon.
I think the little bird was like, you know, one of like
Just
Kuka
like you.
or Barnabas's men, and they're
That's
just
what
like,
I'm saying.
holy shit, Sid kicked the hell out of us. We got
What exactly did your dominant do
destroyed.
to warrant this punishment?
What did he do? He committed the greatest crime one of his kind can. He was born.
The bastard.
Also, I should
He
turn
deserves
on
a better fate
this in
than the one
case
my
there are
people forced upon
notifications.
him.
Ah, yeah.
Didn't have
He
the desktop
deserves
sound
to be
on.
free.
Freedom.
As do we all.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I might free the kid. Yeah, sure.
Very well.
Yeah, I like freedom.
Far-fetched though your
Pretty
tale may
good.
seem.
Boy, oh boy.
Clive just
Tells me
woke
you
up.
speak in earnest.
Boy, oh boy. The price
So
of
we will do
freedom
what
sure
we
is
can for
cheap.
your dominant.
Buy something.
But
I don't know.
first, you will tell us everything you know about him and the means of his imprisonment.
Zach would know about
I
that.
can do better than that.
Well, speak for every new Final Fantasy VII player when they got to the end of the
Trip
remake.
across the bay.
Who the fuck is Zach?
He's a Lego maniac.
Just imagining the end of remake now, but then Zach is a Lego figure. Nobody else is, just Zach. Whee! Whoop.
Boat,
Water.
boat,
Boat on water.
boat.
Cliffs. I'm a king of the world.
Alright, you might want to hold on to something. We're coming up on the wall, and passing through can take a bit of getting used to.
If you feel like you're gonna vomit, not on my deck.
Of course you don't. That's the point. It's a glamour woven
Can't
by
see
our
walls,
ancestors to
come
keep our
on.
village hidden from prying eyes. But don't take my word for it. Watch.
That was worse than a.
There's a loading screen in there.
Clive, the sky.
It's freaking me out.
It's blue, but
I like that they like came up with an excuse not to have the fucking purple sky this
Yeah.
entire
Glamour
time.
is, don't you? Ours just happens to work both ways, and a good thing too. I wouldn't fancy staring at those sickly clouds every day.
Well, we took the village and put it in a dresser.
It said I could put it in the armory, but I didn't listen.
The sky's a different one. We have to put the sky into the dresser, too.
Is this the stream with the cute cat and the dashing knight slash haunted doll? This is a stream with the two disasters.
We're here.
Okay, so Ambrosia is one disaster. Who's the other?
Take your pick. So volume low. I can increase that with my powers.
Enhance volume.
Yeah, I have that ability. Don't you know?
You could also turn the TV up, maybe.
It's a long
I mean, that's
slog
not going to
the
help them.
village,
I know, but it'll help
and a
me.
hard one.
I can help you with the swift
I,
kick to the bottom.
Hope you're
Ow!
in for a Clyde.
My bottom!
No!
It's been swiftly kicked! God, this game is fucking pretty.
So, like, we don't have a lot to say about this because it's just like, yeah, we're explaining what's going on. So, you know, fine.
Yeah.
Gotta know what the setting is for the DLC.
Yeah.
Gotta know what's going on. Gotta know the stakes. We're gonna get to that.
What? You didn't think
Our,
we'd
our,
arrive, did
our
you?
critique, I think, will probably come in the latter half.
The village isn't up here. It's on the other side of the mountain.
Well, I'm gonna just stay here and enjoy the sky, honestly.
It's blue. Fuck me, I cannot wait for CBU3's next game. Look at
So
this!
I don't really want to go to the city. I mean, what if someone turns me into a pig or something?
But there's a dark night doing work.
Thank you for the warning. And please, call me Clive. Sid is an alias.
You will be pleased to learn, Lady Sheila, that I have no such aliases.
Is that so, Lord Margrace?
It's all the same to me.
Oh shit! I've been exposed as a Chunibyo.
Joshua, was that like flirting? Yote's gonna be pissed.
It's such a weird flex. I don't have fake names.
Oh, will you now? Shall I keep my absence
Like,
spells
what
to
the
myself?
fuck?
Joshua's just trying to be like the respectable brother.
I feel like that was put in so that Jill could be sarcastic about something. See, this is the thing, right? They advertised it like Jill was gonna be a huge deal in this DLC. I'm just gonna tell you, she's not. They just made her slightly more talkative,
I
which
see you carry no crystal.
has mixed success,
Since
but we'll
when
see
did
that.
Clara ever
Yeah.
need crystals?
Then again, like, you know, I gotta like
Where is
look
your
at the
plan?
interview where they mention, you know, Jill
Waiting for
having
me
quote
in
unquote
Sunbreak?
focus.
If I ever get careless.
Because like Jill was not like especially focused in the trailers or anything.
Yeah, but like interviews and shit, like press is part of the advertising cycle, so. Especially because, you know, this is something that's only relevant to people who've already played the game,
Yeah,
and you want them to buy the DLC if they haven't already.
yeah.
We're almost at the summit. From there, you'll have a better view of our home.
Home. I think I did that exact same thing too when I was playing it on my own. Yeah, this is not my first time through this DLC.
Few have ever set eyes on what I'm
At least
about
not this
to
part
show
of it.
you,
Yeah.
just so you know.
It's not what I expected.
Green.
Welcome, my friends, to Mysidia.
So, do you guys keep a spell called Ultima? Or do you have a tower that, like, you know, can summon a whale, or...
It's been
No,
a
we just
long
have a laser
time
beam.
Since I saw the north looking so
Alive. How
I'm
is-
sure you have plenty of questions, but it's been a long journey, and I expect we could all do with a rest.
What's that smell?
Our humble village is only a short way from here. If you'd care to accompany me. Let's get ourselves in front of a fire, and I'll tell you everything you need to know.
Okay. I meant a fire and a hearth. Oh.
I can be a hearth.
beautiful.
Yeah, seriously, this is so
And we
fucking
aim to
pretty.
keep it that way.
Are those stones glowing?
That's one of the cairns which maintain the glamour. Steer well clear.
I could like literally just lose myself in how like gorgeous this all looks.
Yeah. And we're not even playing it on a good TV.
Yeah. That just makes me think of like, you know, whenever you're playing Doom and you get like a bunch of enemies together and all of their hurt sound clips are playing.
If the surge was an act of rage,
One wonders what prompted it.
Rebirth.
I bet Rebirth looks like equivalently pretty to this, but also,
It can't look pretty. It's an act of hate.
What does it hate? Good storytelling.
What does it hate? Me! Mortal blow. As in, I'm immortal, and this is my blow.
I love like when you like snap a real quick from one enemy to another. Ow! What the fuck?
Well, that wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah, you guys, like, if you've been watching this playthrough and thinking, like, oh man, Knott's having a bit too easy of a time playing this, you are going to watch me get destroyed today.
Yeah, I just wasn't expecting to get destroyed by that thing.
Yeah, me neither.
It really is a widow maker. Who's gonna make Jill a widow?
Oh no.
could we not have spared ourselves the mountain crossing by landing further north?
In clear view of the bay,
Green, green, foliage green, yeah.
I just want Sonic to run through all this.
I know, right?
On evening tides.
does morning's light return?
And then they do the secret handshake.
The tributary is home.
I had to make sure it wasn't a doppelganger.
I had to make sure it wasn't the other Shula. Shula turns back. There is another Shula. She stole people's shoes.
We keep a bunch of me in a vault.
Thinking of jokes, I'm just like, that might be a bit much for Twitch.
Oh no. I can only imagine.
Outsiders? Well, I never.
Fetch my pearls,
Look
I
at the
desire to
size of
clutch
that
them.
dog. All right now, back to your duties.
We can all bet the dog later. The dog who is not
You'll have
on
to
screen
forgive
right
my
now. Oh, there he
people
is.
for curiosity.
Shula, get out of the way.
Don't
We can't
get
see
many
Torgal.
visitors.
Yeah.
Or any, truth be told.
Then we all
Remember,
have to
we
be
have a
first.
system for when the dog got here. Everyone needs to
It's
take
quite
a ticket.
Oh no, we've arrived at a weird cult.
Stepping
That's
into another
you can't
world.
just say that about like
So do
a
you believe me now?
Another, you know, culture.
yeah.
Not to.
I mean, there is cult in the word culture, but
Yeah.
But how did your people chance to settle here in the north? Unless I am much mistaken, the moats of water long called the coasts of southern Ash their home. Until Drake's Horn fell and the Blight forced them ever inland, where
We met our doom, along with our dominant.
Joshua just
I
trying
see
to
you've
flex
read
all
the
his like
Gregorian
history
Church's
major.
account.
Please think I'm
Perhaps
cool.
you'd like to hear ours.
I'm very cool.
I am absolutely going
That
to use this
building
as
over
fuel
there
for like
is
if
the
I
Witten
ever
Hall.
imagine like
It's where my people gather
a
to discuss
crossover
matters
kind of thing
import.
where like, you know, removed from
speak
his
more
role of like
inside
knowing shit.
once the place is
Josh
ready
was
to
immediately
receive
like, I need to show like I'm not a
It
dork.
shouldn't take long.
I need to
But
show
you're
how
welcome
cool
to
I am
explore the
and that I
village
know
while I see to
things.
things.
Thank you.
Well, you can
We'll do just
know
that.
a lot of things and still be a total dork,
Yeah.
like us.
Yeah.
be them then.
You're already getting judged by randos who don't do anything.
Intruders!
Run away! Others!
Oh, do you think he bites? Who? The hound? Or his master?
Yes.
Says Jill. Jill walks by. Don't worry, I bite back.
I heard you have plot in here.
So
There
what
are
do you
lots of
think of our
fires.
little
Which one are we
haven in the
supposed to be in
woods?
front of?
It might not have all the comforts of a southern settlement, but at least it's ours.
And there's a lot to be said for that. It can't have been easy keeping this place a secret.
Not easy, no.
Making me want to play
We've
Skyrim and like
dedicated
run
our
off the
lives
White
to
Run.
maintaining the glamour that conceals us. Us and Walyes.
This
Gesundheit.
man, Wallius, is he Leviathan's dominant?
That's right. Though he's no man, Walyes is still a baby.
What's a baby?
Metal Gear.
Forgive me, but you said that the Dominant and his icon were bound inside the Surge almost a century ago. That would surely make him older still.
It would, if he'd been allowed to age. But the spell robbed the poor bairn of even that.
I'm sorry.
Walyes was the son of my great-grandfather.
I was not.
Leviathan awoke within him almost immediately. But instead of allowing the lad to live out his life as a valued member of the community, my
Secret gated
ancestors
community
sought to
all wearing
put
the
his
same
power
robes, I'm
to
telling you,
other
cult.
uses. Sadly for them,
Look, they don't
the
have
icon
fashion
sensed
designers
their
in his
treachery.
village, alright? They just have the one
Summoned a wave so
design.
large
They don't have
it
fashion
would have
designers
swallowed
much of
the
anywhere
entire
in
village.
Valistia.
If my ancestors
Oh,
hadn't
someone designed Clive's outfit.
Yeah.
Then it is not the surge that binds the child, but time itself.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Still not
No,
sure
it
I
doesn't.
understand.
You
I'm not
froze time.
surprised. It isn't the easiest thing to explain.
Yeah, what
Which is why
time?
it might be better if I took you to see him. Show you exactly what he has to
See, I
endure.
have this theory that space and time are actually
why we
one
came.
thing.
Then let us be off. There's a road that leads north from the village.
Do you
It'll take
think,
us
like,
right into the
Imperials are just
surge.
like, there sure are a lot of people with scars on their cheeks nowadays. Like, I can't tell if it's playing this game on different TVs, but it seems like the visibility of Clive's
bound
scar
for the
seems to
wave,
go back
tributary?
and forth.
We are Delina.
The lighting
Have you
probably
spread
helps.
the word about our guests?
Also, you know, Clive at least is like
have.
growing some beard
Everyone
fuzz
knows
over
to treat
his.
them as family.
You shouldn't have any trouble now, but just in case, I would have you accept.
I wonder if they're gonna invent makeup entirely to like cover up the scar tissue.
Woo!
Yeah, one more badge.
That's very kind.
I'll add it to my
I look
collection.
forward to meeting the family.
The final badge, everyone.
Should the tributary be indisposed,
Thank you.
then I bid you good tide.
Our storehouse lies across the bridge.
You are on.
Alright, so there's side quests. I'm gonna do like a couple. Largely because this unlocks like chops and stuff.
Wait, are they the waterbending tribe?
Yeah.
They have the same colors and everything.
Yeah.
They only have they only have one babby who can actually waterbend.
I'm not arguing. The child must be.
I don't actually care.
I wish
just
I
want the rewards.
wish I had lingered by one of those other NPC conversations. Like, the child must be saved. Because then I can make a Manos reference.
Manos.
That's 2 basketfuls.
Hands of Fate.
Manos. Alright, there's quick complete now, so I can just do this and teleport right to the end of the
It's
quest.
a good thing Clive has such broad pecs to pin all these badges to. Yeah.
Yeah. Ow. Right. I missed my shirt.
He has to put them on every morning on his pecs. Because Jill won't let him wear them to bed.
That woman.
Yeah, that woman.
Damn that woman. Why'd I marry her?
I actually hate women, but like I'm the only gay in the village.
I had to procreate. This guy, because he unlocks the shop.
Of course not.
The pursuit.
Manos reference? That's better than a manosphere reference. why are we talking about this again?
Hear me, mine ancestors.
Yeah, honestly, I would rather sit through Manos: The Hands of Fate than have to like sit through and watch like an equivalent amount of like Manosphere takes.
I mean, Manos is funny.
Yeah.
This must be the path.
For fame of this movie,
They're the
looks like-
water tribe, and their savior was frozen in an iceberg for 100 years. I mean, I don't know if this baby's their savior. Like, we're gonna save the baby, so.
Yeah.
They're not here either.
Just watch Manos and then just be like, every frame of this movie looks like somebody's last known photograph. Watch Mystery Science Theater if you haven't. I don't know what just happened, but I sense a quest has been completed. Level 50! This is the base game's level cap, and I have never reached it without the DLC. Maybe the next time I play this, I'll be like, I'm gonna try and hit level 50 before the DLC. Anyways, fuck.
What do you think the tribute
It's
is?
their deity, at least. Well, maybe it's like a vengeful
How
deity.
long do you
It is
think
Leviathan, who is generally a really pissy bitch.
Yeah, this one's a baby. Babies are always pissy bitches.
Yeah.
That's what they do. Gate. Come on.
God, it's just so fucking pretty!
Ahead.
Ships? But are we not still leagues from the shore?
Father's fell. Will someone pick him up then? Come on.
You can't just leave an old man on the ground like
He's
that.
so rude to your elders.
I demand vengeance.
It's time to abort your whole friggin' species. And bystanders.
The quickest route to the surge is due east, past the second galley.
What? Did you say that again? I'm not fighting?
Ships come to be here.
I had to take a nap.
When an icon of water gets angry.
I'm not even a father and I still fell.
About that, Clive.
Oh shit.
Oh my god. Oh, spiders. I gotta do my, like, civic duty. The kitty princess demands no spiders.
I didn't say anything. The kid just walked by him.
Maybe you want spiders around?
No, but you
There
were
we go.
keeping them on screen for longer. So there.
Oh man, I wonder what these guys are. I'm sure they're nice, friendly travelers.
Stay down. Clive Rosfield, shortly before punting an already flying mosquito another 10 feet into the air.
For everyone and everything.
Everything save sharp knives, it seems.
See, this is like Clive's great. Instead of waiting for the Tomberry to come to him, he just goes to the Tomberry and kicks its ass.
Yeah. I think I've heard that on like Final Fantasy mode, maybe it's Ultimaniac, they will straight up just want to kill you if you get poked by the knife.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Sorrel just flying through the air. Still funny.
Yep.
Hello.
Oh, damn it.
You failed.
Your spiders always get this big? Clive, our spiders get this big. I don't know about their spiders.
I can smell the sea.
Maybe sometimes they're smaller. Can move here.
It's still green. God, that's just a cool.
How will we reach the surge?
We'll follow the coastline north. There's a bridge that'll take us across to the cape.
Seriously though, like, just god damn. It's so pretty. Like, that is such, like, a cool visual, and it's only gonna get cooler as we get closer. Also, hi, sleeping anime toys. You're not a spider, so you get to...
Yay!
Might I inquire about the ray of light?
No.
It's what prevents the surge from being reclaimed by the sea. And Dwalius by his people.
It's what we call a laser beam.
Man, no, I was playing Remake earlier, and it's actually worse than I remember because I'm so goddamn annoyed by the dialogue in that game. Like, if this was Remake, then we'd have Barrett constantly, like, talking about this goddamn wave every 5 seconds to remind you that that's where you're going.
I love that the target thing is right on his head, so it makes it look like he's got a big googly eye. Keep on keeping on, Animan Toys.
Barrett would be like, hey, that's a bridge! That'll tell us we're going in the right direction! Keep your eye out for bridges!
You said before that the child is bound within the
Barrett
surge.
just got raised by a helicopter parent.
But he's yet to tell us how we're meant to reach him. I trust we
Well,
won't
it's a
have to
good
hold
thing
our
he's got
breath.
other people around to help with
No.
Marlene.
The surge wraps around the cape without engulfing it. If we continue to its tip, there is a path down to the seabed and the wave's origin.
All right. It won't be the first dominant we've met at the bottom of the ocean.
So you could argue some of this dialogue is maybe unnecessary, but at least it's new information.
Yeah. Just to surprise Shula didn't be like, wait, hold on. At the bottom of the ocean? Yeah, it was Odin. He was a dick.
I mean, she's probably heard about all that shit. So she was like, maybe this guy has a chance against our baby.
After all, he took out 2 other babies.
Kupka and...
Barnabas.
Baby Nibus.
Barnababy.
Born a baby. Was he born a barn?
Sure, yeah.
It's not much further now.
The path seems well kept. Do you and the villagers often come this way?
Only me. Once every new moon.
I
without
stomp
fail.
on the grass to make sure it stays
It
down.
is my duty both as village elder and Dwalius's descendant.
You look young to be an elder.
But surely no one blames you for what happened. Why should you bear the responsibility alone?
What do you mean I have grey hair?
You
Catholic
misunderstand.
guilt.
I do it because I want to. To show him that he isn't alone. And that there are still some of us who would see an end to his suffering.
Yeah, I'm sure a baby appreciates that nuance.
Suffering you will soon witness with your own eyes. The forest grows quickly here. Left unattended, the path would be reclaimed in a matter of moons.
Stomp, 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 stomp.
I could burn some of it away.
My voice is so low today. It's like lower than usual.
Well, we are cliving.
Does
That's
the
true,
Lord
we are
belong to
clever.
the child?
does indeed.
Very good, Joshua. You get a cookie. I love cookies.
Look at all the droplets of water
Seriously,
suspended in midair.
Where they have remained untouched
Look at
by
that,
time
that's
for
fucking
80
cool.
summers.
It's
So, like, all of a
It's not
sudden,
right.
it's 80 years? I thought it was over 100 years.
No, they said almost 100. I was keeping an eye out for that because you brought it up. Like, when we first-
Yeah, but when Jill was like, hey, hasn't it been like 100 years? And then Joshua was like, oh, at least.
Did he? Huh.
Because that's as far back as, like, references to Leviathan the Lost go. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong on that, it's just weird.
Well, maybe it's been like, 100 years since they've seen a dominant of Leviathan because, they would quite reasonably not, like, people outside would quite reasonably not know there was a baby.
So there just wasn't one for a while already, and then baby happened, and
Yeah, because I think they've mentioned before, it's like not an immediate thing, where it's not like, once the Phoenix dies, the immediate next possible person born will have it.
Yeah, but you'd think that if references to Leviathan the Lost are over 100 years old,
Yeah.
Follow me.
then it would have already been a weirdly long time since a dominant of Leviathan was around.
Yeah.
I don't know. I suppose it doesn't matter that much.
Yeah. Wow, that's a lot of blue. Wow, that's baby.
That is a hell of an image.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Yep.
I'll never forget my first priming. The fear.
Okay, well, you just saw your
I was
dad's
old enough
head
to
rolling
understand what
around,
was
so,
happening. One can only imagine how this poor child felt.
He is the victim of an unforgivable sin. Committed by people who saw him as nothing but a means to an end. He must be so frightened.
I wonder what this game's about.
Then I'll ease his burden.
You don't mean?
That's right, stabbity stab.
I'm not going to hurt him. Contrary to the tales, I don't go around killing dominants for no reason.
Then if you thought that, then why did you bring him here?
What if
It's
I
just
told you
literally every time
was a
that
way
I've
to
met
remove
except
Wallace's
for three,
icon?
given me a reason.
I tell you, you were a madman.
It's hard to believe, I know. But it can be done.
For example, I got hers.
Though, it isn't without its risks. Part of the icon remains no matter what.
So, it might still come to violence.
When I got hers, that was the most difficult one, really. Oh man, I was sore the next day.
I've seen things
So
that
was
well,
she.
and I've seen things spiral out of control. But I do know one thing.
Though.
If we turn our backs on this child, there will be no end to his suffering.
And he means that literally.
And I think that a worse fate than the alternative. Don't you?
Very well. Do what you must. And whatever happens, I will own the consequences.
And I will own Leviathan.
We'll see about that.
Bitchin', time for one more power up.
Don't be afraid, little one. Let me bear the weight.
And then the twist is that, like, the baby part was the actual dominance, so no Clive has baby powers. It just leaves Leviathan.
Like it's like one of the powers is like throwing a tantrum and stopping his feet, so it makes the area to cut the job
right.
later.
Isn't that already just Koopa's power?
Yeah, it is a big baby.
Is it done?
Oh, that was easy.
I think so. I can feel the icon inside me.
Maybe it's easier when they're a baby.
But something's wrong.
It sounds like ambrosia.
He wasn't just afraid. He was angry.
Jill, prepare to Pokeballs.
Let's see what you've given me.
Ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-bum.
Okay, so this is cool. We have to use Leviathan for this fight. Alright, so the first thing we got is if we press the circle to pull Leviathan out, we have a gun.
Adversary nonetheless.
So just normal square does that. And then triangle will do like a kind of like an arc thing. And then we got that. If we do it right, it temporarily gives us infinite, like infinite. And then here is the first power.
Yeah, more Daka.
And here is the second. Oh, the other cool thing this has is double dodge. So, let's kill Eddie.
Eddie!
No water wall for you.
You're my water wall. White water. Well, first of all, it's still blue.
Yeah, I like Leviathan's powers. I gotta play around with him some more at some point. Yeah, it's cool. It's like a neat little thing that's really different from the others. I've seen some really cool shit where, I think Leviathan's ultimate power you can get is like a big kind of like beam attack that goes straight forward. And you got the one attack that I used that brings the enemies together. I've seen them just like group a shitload of enemies together and then hit them with the beam. And I'm like, oh, that's really
He
cool.
seems calmer now.
You said Walius was frozen in time. But he knew we were here. How?
I don't know. He's never reacted to anything or anyone. Until now.
The child has been bound for nigh on a century. If he has been conscious from the first, we must remove the seal at once.
It's not that simple. I wish
You have to
it
do a
were.
dungeon.
There's more to this tale. It would be better if I explained back at the village.
I see. Then let's return before it gets dark.
Pew! Sun goes out.
I'm sorry, Walius. I will make this right.
Interesting. Walius, what do you have to say about it?
So, part of Leviathan is inside you now, is it? Does it hurt?
No, it just hurts that.
No.
Not anymore, anyway.
Good.
Let's see which one's hurt.
Because I
Garuda
still
hurt,
have need of your strength.
Titan hurt.
If you want to know the
Odin
rest,
hurt.
we should head to the
Bahamut
Wooden Hall.
hurt.
Of course.
Shiva felt really good, though. I thought you said you were really sore afterwards. Oh, yeah, but it wasn't because of that.
Just my muscles.
I had to use a lot. Particularly in the pelvic area.
The broom is your warhammer. The leaves our mortal enemy. Show them no mercy, for the glory of Mysidia.
That person probably got paid like, you know, $50 for that line, and goddamn, it was great. The fucking laugh.
To understand the story which binds Wales, you must first know who we are and what drove my forebears to commit such an atrocity. This tapestry is
It
our
shows we've
story,
always been
the one that
assholes.
brought us here. After generations of wandering, my people sought refuge in northeastern Storm, some 170 years ago. But in exchange for our safety, the Gregorian Church demanded we renounce our faith and branded us heretics when we could not.
To be exterminated, as a lesson to others.
And so was it chronicled in the imperial histories, for anything less would have made the Church seem weak. Yet a handful survived. The few who did fled north and west, and in doing so discovered two things that would forever shape our fates. The first was an old legend, revealing how to make your very own mother crystal.
I've heard
Looks a
that
bit
one
like a
before.
squid for some reason.
Yes, yet it gave them new hope, however false. Our ancestors convinced themselves that they could recreate the divine if they could only find a strong enough heart. A living being capable of channeling torrents of ether. And the heavens provided.
A dominant. Well, yes.
They'd stumbled across a nostrum in an ancient ruin, which they believed could provoke a sudden outpouring of a creature's ether. They meant to enrage his icon. Leviathan would have destroyed everything, had our people not made their second important discovery. A means to stop time itself.
Where did they find that? The Northerners had no such magics, or they would have used them.
When our ancestors first arrived, the land was uninhabited, save for an old witch who lived on the highest peak. Her body had been consumed by the curse, a cruel payment for her long years of service to the Northern Thanes. So desperate were they to prevent the fall of Drake's Eye, they'd forced her to devise a spell to stop time.
But Drake's Eye did fall.
Thank you, Jill.
It did. When she finally perfected the necessary magics, it was already too late.
Oh, dramatic irony.
As punishment for her failure, the Thanes exiled her to this forsaken place to live out the few days she had left. Knowing her suffering, our ancestors cared for her as best they could, and in return, she gifted them her spell. That even though she should die, her legacy might live on. So armed with both the knowledge of the ancients and the secrets of time,
You made Alexander?
our
What?
ancestors
No.
settled upon
It's an Alexander.
ambitious plan. They would create a new mother crystal and enchant it that it might endure for all eternity. Thus would our people's wandering, our suffering, finally end, and prosperity visit us once more. And all it would require was the sacrifice of a single child.
What could possibly go
Small
wrong?
price to pay, or so they believed.
I mean, well, strictly speaking, aside from, you know, for the
Another victim of
child,
man's blind reliance
nothing's
on
going
mother
on.
crystals. So we know the seal source. How do we break it and restore the flow of time?
Do you recall the dome of light on top of the cliffs to the west? Inside lie the ruins of an old temple. It was there that the witch built the Vare, a conduit of sorts that channels her remaining ether into the surge. But it's been a long time since anyone set foot in the place. And now there are others who claim it as their own.
Then we shall go prepared for a fight.
Yeah.
That said, it may be best if one of us stays behind.
You think the village could be in danger?
We saw the ether flow from Wallius in all directions, but only encountered a single familiar. There will be more. And should even one make its way here, I doubt the walls can hold it back so
someone
long.
who can easily counter.
Then I shall stay.
Magic.
The fiends
Joshua.
will see your people safe, tributary.
You have my thanks.
Joshua, you're a fire type.
Very well. We should depart at once.
Yes, but
I
I'm
fear
also
time may no
a
longer be a
fire
luxury
type.
we can afford.
That was a lot
The
of
Bear
talking.
is not
Yep.
easy to find. We must first head north and then west, deeper into the forest.
No sign of the child.
Ooh.
Reckon my steel's just as good as any.
Yeah, sure. That just have it. Nope. We're gonna upgrades. Yeah, wait a minute.
Well, wait a minute.
Actually, I think I can get better gear from.
Thanks for
this
ringing
way.
in. When you've decided what you want, just let me know.
Minwoo.
Yeah!
Well,
I get that reference.
if you're sure you need it.
You know what?
Oh, you know.
You're more fun to buy from than my own.
What? Phrasing, Clive.
Reckon my steel's just as good as any.
Okay, so I cannot upgrade the.
Good tide to you.
We're not gonna do that quest.
Bastard things. Oh, I never should have let him go alone.
That quest.
Was that Gav?
Hail, stranger.
We're not gonna do that quest. Even though that one would let us get ambrosia.
What? We're not gonna get ambrosia?
Yeah. Well, no, like we're not gonna go that far, and we get sprint.
I
Before
guess.
we turned east at the shipwrecks to reach
I'm
the
surprised
coast.
you passed up the
Now
chance
we
to
must
make
head
more
in the
jokes in that
opposite
voice.
Left it is then.
I mean, if you want me to turn around, I can.
Chat, what do you think? Eve says Noth's throat is tired from the voice.
I just want to, conserve time, because again, I am gonna get my ass kicked.
There's a large gate
Also,
up
ow,
ahead,
ow, ow, hand
and
cramp,
beyond
but
it,
get
a
ambrosia.
cluster of ancient ruins. The temple, or the Air of Hours as my people call it, can only be reached by passing through them.
I guess I have to. You've told me to.
Yeah.
Shit.
You gotta listen to your elf.
Yep.
We're going back!
I gotta get back to Mysidia!
You see that Christopher Lloyd is in the Knuckles show?
Yes.
I wonder who he plays.
I don't know, because it's just like, okay, do I want him to play like an animal character, or do I want him to just be fucking Christopher Lloyd?
They did like show a trailer with like a bunch of the other like actors that they got somehow. It's just like you remember Wade, right? Like the silly cop dude.
Yeah.
And I guess Knuckles lives with him now, and his parents are played by Rizzo from Grease and Carrie Ellis.
I could, but I doubt you should escape.
What? Also, fuck yeah, Carrie Ellis. It's great. Unlike some other Robin Hoods, this one can speak with an English accent. Your problem's not getting solved. Neither's your problem. I just get such Skyrim vibes from this village. It's great. Where do I have to go to get Bird? What? Where Bird?
They're already doing the leitmotif
Of
Leviathan, and it's annoying the shit out of me because it sounds like a mix of Zero's theme from X5 and Trunks' leitmotif from the DBZ dub score.
I remember you. You're the one who saved Whiteheart.
Jonathan Frakes.
How's the old girl doing?
Did I make that reference before? Because it looks like Jonathan Frakes.
I just like this play out because I like this guy's voice.
Anyway,
Hello there.
What brings you to the rest today?
I was hoping to perch, and I thought you might.
Oh, reckon I could do better than that.
Clive doesn't get to talk about this guy.
No, this guy gets to talk. His voice is
And a buyer in sight.
Really?
I'm a buyer. I don't have enough.
Stranger, please, my 5-year-old's literally hanging off a cliff by one hand. Go rescue him. Sorry, I have time for exactly one side quest, and it's about getting a bird.
I'll give you the bird. You have ambrosia?
You can't flip me over!
You can't give us the finger! Gets drop kicked by ambrosia.
How do you like the chicken finger?
What Clive doesn't know is the child's dangling over a cliff because I kicked them off.
It's a Nazi child!
Fucking Nazi children!
They're becoming a real problem, Clive!
The Duke has pledged.
But how can you already tell they're Nazi? I just have a stint! And if you notice that you're a Nazi...
Yeah!
What?
You deserve a rest.
I'm not the only one who thinks that guy looks like Jonathan Frakes. That makes me glad, because I'm fucking face blind.
Whee! Whee!
The way you were like just looking, I thought you were gonna like make a joke there. You were like formulating it in your head, and you were just like, "Hello." You can now summon Ambrosia and Mysidia.
At this very moment, Mysidia burns!
I beat you there, Clive!
Now I want like the fiery elbow, but it's ambrosia. I can come out of these walls too!
Fly, Ambrosia.
Clive, did you know these people have super LSD?
Wow.
It tastes great!
I don't think that's the purpose of LSD personally, but
It's not the purpose you use it for! Ooh, my cheeks hurt.
oh, hitboxes, you're great. Northern wolf, more like floating wolf.
You really got it right in there, my leavings!
Number one, summon me Ambrosia.
The forest is crawling with life, most of it hungry.
Oh, fuck my
Make sure
weakness!
this gate stays
Doors!
And why you carry that impressive-looking axe, I presume.
shut. Noticed her, have you?
They call her Justine.
Faster!
The temple is up there.
Don't worry, those cliffs aren't the only way to the top.
They call this place Maiden's March! But let me tell you, Clive, I'm not a maiden anymore! I got really bored when I was separated from you!
Are these the ruins?
I've got a harem,
Yes.
Clive!
As far as we can tell, they're part of the same
Mr.
complex
LaForge,
as the
shut that
temple
bird up.
itself.
To think of all the people who must
I will not be
live.
silenced! I am the people! I'm the Senate!
Mr. Wolf, open the airlock.
Oh, my favorite Conan Barbarian knockoff.
Little did Captain Picard, no. Ambrosia can breathe in space. Just floating by the windows. They're in Whoopi Goldberg's cafe or whatever. Just floats by.
I'll get you yet, Picard!
Like, it's just like, I don't think it knows that since there's no air in space, the sound waves can't travel. We can't hear it.
That hasn't stopped the sound designers of Star Trek ever!
Oh boy, here's gonna be the first bitch. Ow. Get launched! Get you.
It's the temple girl living in the jungle world. Oh my god. Can we just have Eve write all of my lines from now on? You just put her in a private chat and she feeds me things to say. It'll be a considerable improvement on these streams, I think.
Oh, what the fuck?
That's weird.
Yeah, I guess I got it out of its area, so it like did the disengage shit. I am unamused.
Fire Emblem, disengage.
That's what the fanbase did after it came out.
Except for the Redditors.
Yeah, they really had to prove it was a good, actually.
That was insane. If that clip is any sign, you do not need any help coming up with things to say. If you say so. I don't even remember what I said. Was it the bit about Ambrosia having a harem? Or was it the Star Trek bit? I don't know. Both.
Well, I got more where that came from!
Oh god.
Zappy!
It's okay, everybody, I died. We did it! Right in the ass! Torgal, no!
What have you done, Clive? I'm disappointed in you, Clive! You get that one for free. Clive doesn't have to spend rosy rupees.
There we go. Alright, aside from him wandering off and then getting a full health restore, that went smoother than the first time I fought that asshole.
Woo!
A cave. What's wrong with him? Oh, he's being
You see that
temporarily
cave
written by
up
the
ahead?
Rebirth people.
Whoever lived here carved a flight of stairs into the stone within.
A way to the top.
And whatever it is that awaits us there.
Oh no, it's spreading.
See, that's fucking redundant dialogue, and I bet that's them, like, having to deal with the Japanese script, where, like, redundancies aren't as big as a deal, and having to try and be clever about it. Like, yes, Jill, stairs go up.
Stairs up.
If you are on ground, stairs take you up.
The temple, the time.
And yes,
forgot.
Clive, there's probably something up there. That is what we're doing. And like it was at that moment that I realized like the game does that a bunch. And I'm kind of tired of it.
You can see the spell's path from the nave.
What is it?
I'm gay.
I don't know. It's probably nothing.
Okay.
Forgive me, but why build the Vare here?
The spell was originally meant to be cast on Drake's Eye, and this was the only place with an unbroken line of sight.
Alright, so we're going to be in this dungeon for a little bit. Should we talk a little bit more about some of the issues we have?
Yeah, so, I feel like I've had trouble, like, really properly giving an honest critique of this game because you've got so many loud, annoying people being like, oh, this game sucks, when more FF7, blarfy blarf, that, it makes me feel like I need to be more positive. And it's like, it's not like I dislike this game, it's a really good game, otherwise I wouldn't be saying that it's good. But, it makes it seem like any, like, critique I do have is just gonna, like, be absorbed by the big blob of stupid, disingenuous bullshit.
While our numbers dwindle, theirs seem only to increase, as if they were feeding off our suffering.
Because, like, I do really like, you know, the idea of Jill's character. It's just like, here's this introvert who does not want to be the main character, and it just so happens that here's this guy who absolutely is a main character guy.
And is, like, enthusiastic about, like, no. I've had my political awakening. I want to fuck shit up.
Yeah. And then, you know, you kind of get that conflict of, like, you know, Jill will be fine fitting in the background, but also she loves this guy, so,
yeah.
You know, she's gonna have to help out.
Okay, the mouth. The fact that thing has a mouth. I don't know why, but looking at the mouth just disturbs me. It's unsettling. Continue.
But then, like, I don't feel like they really know how to write that introverted character, so then you end up with all these, like, you know, different people who join you, and then you have banter with Clive, and then you have Jill, who's more quiet, but they're still like, oh, well, we have a Jill dialogue quota, so then they just make her say stupid shit that's really obvious, like, she's just gonna be like, Clive, over there, and then you see a thing happening that you could have seen with your fucking eyes. That just happens, like, a lot. You've said incredibly cursed Tonberry.
That's all Tonberries, honestly.
It's like that fucking character from that game Vermintide who says these stairs go up or these stairs go down every time the group comes across stairs. I've never heard of this game.
It's a Warhammer Fantasy game.
Too slow.
That explains it.
Flaming fists.
So yeah, like, I have issues with, like, the way Jill is executed, but then you have all these people who are just like, oh no, she's boring because she's not girl bossing hard enough, and I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you, I'm so goddamn tired of girl bosses.
The problem with Jill in particular isn't so much that, like... The problem with Jill is there's not enough of a good thing. Like, the problem with Jill is the problem with plot.
Yeah, like, the game's really committed to, like, you know, it's laser focus on, like, Clive and his story. And, you know, there's a bunch of ways that works out well, but it also comes at a cost. And I feel like one part of that cost is that, like, you know, Jill kind of has to, like, blunt force trauma her arc into this game. So you get a bunch of these scenes where she explains, like, oh, you know, I feel like this, and then Clive is like, well, that's neat. We're both edgy. Anyway, I'm the edgiest, so... It can feel a bit like that sometimes. And I really like the idea of them, you know, trauma bonding in this way, and having to be like, you know, Clive thinks he's all alone, but actually Jill has, like, a lot of the same shit, and she has a lot of that anger, and, you know, it just comes out that one time when they get to, you know, her big thing. But since we're constantly, like, in Clive's head, like, it just kind of seems to get enveloped a bit. And I do feel like, you know, that whole thing where you go to, like, the Iron Blood and, you know, kick that dude's ass. It's like, yeah, that's supposed to be this big cathartic thing. And I don't think it entirely works, because I don't think we've had enough build-up. We haven't learned enough about, you know, Jill.
Yeah.
We haven't seen enough. A lot of it's told to us instead of being shown. And another drive-by Bob while I was doing that. And, yeah, there are occasionally parts that feel a bit rushed in this game, like... Benedicta. Yeah. Like, Benedicta exits the story way more quickly than I would have liked, and, you know, you defeat her, and I thought that was kind of going to be the beginning of this big shift for her, and then it's just like,
dead.
Yeah. Like the one dude who actually, like, really cares about her, and I'm like, oh, that's an interesting guy. Dead, and then she gets, like, assaulted by these random dudes, and that makes her really angry, and then we get, like, this quick flashback that's like, by the way, the only reason she's like this is because she almost got raped once, and I'm like, that's really fucking lame and cliche. And then, you know, we've only just, like, established a thing of, like, Clive will absorb icon shit, and then immediately that gets subverted with, like, oh, but he didn't actually completely absorb it.
Yeah.
When you if you get really upset, it'll be back. It just feels like it's all going way too fast at that point.
Yeah, like, what I thought, like, initially playing what happened is, like, it kind of do a thing where, you know, she would be kind of coming back. Like, this was my solution also, but, like, you know, I proposed to you the other night when we were talking about this. I think what would work better with Benedicta is, you know, have everything play basically the way it did up until you steal the powers. When she gets away, and she, like, you know, the guy gets her away, and he, like, you know, starts taking charge, and, you know, like maybe he says, like, maybe he starts getting everybody to be like, all right, let's regroup, and then we're gonna go after those guys. And she's just like, well, why? He's like, well, they took it for you. Like, this is new territory for everybody. Maybe they can get it back. And which gets her the moment of like, yeah, maybe I can get it back. And so, like, there's a little bit of an arc there. Like, you know, maybe she kind of starts tailing like Clive and Sid, where, like, you know, maybe also just you get a bit more time with, like, Sid doing stuff beforehand too, where like Sid is just like, all right, Clive, come with me. I'm going to, like, actually show you kind of my operation.
Yeah. And
target big guys.
And in the meantime, they could, like, foreshadow the idea that, you know, Clive didn't completely steal the icon away from her.
Yeah.
Because as it is, it's just kind of like that just gets established, and it's just like, oh yeah, and Clive absorbs powers, but only mostly. And then because they get angry enough to, like, have their powers activate anyway, they get way stronger than they did before, because those are always the big icon fights. I'm just like, this is weird. I feel like you could, like, absolutely, like, you know, just take the time and kind of foreshadow that, and then when it happens, the player's like, oh man, it's all coming together. And yeah, like in a different environment, if this game hadn't come out in this like stupid, stinking cloud of hostility and just a really fucking stupid place for Square Enix where they can't like consistently have quality, I could have been way harder on this game, and you know, maybe everyone could have kind of agreed, like, yeah, this is definitely a step in the right direction, but here's a bunch of stuff that, you know, you should do better next time. And instead, it just ends up, you know, all these people screaming over each other because there's all of this, you know, criticism that is really unfair.
Yeah.
And then trying to get the fair criticism in there isn't going to convince anyone because they'll just hear what they want to hear. And I'm really tired of that.
Me too. Aha, you missed. Oh. Aha, you missed. Hey.
Eve says, yeah, I did think that was a bit oddly handled. I remember being surprised that Benedicto was still able to not just use iconic magic, but to actually just straight up become Garuda again. Sort of glad that it ended up not being a total taking of iconic ability, though, even if only because Jill still deserves to do cool things in party combat.
Yeah. Like, I know, like, after you do take, the Shiva powers from Jill, like, she isn't really in, like, much of, like, the, you know, solo A plot, so to speak, right? Mm-hmm. Like, she's not going through Walloon with Clive and Joshua to, you know, also hunt down Barnabas. But it feels less like it's just like, oh, she's depowered so she can't do cool shit, and more it's just like, the plot just sort of happened that way.
I definitely feel like, the way that Jill goes in and out of focus is maybe a bit tone deaf to what people want from stories right now.
Yeah.
Because it feels way more like, you know, if you have this classical big fantasy epic, and then it's like, yeah, here's the main guy's, like, you know, romantic interest, and she's got like a story arc at one point, and then when that's over, she's not gonna be there the whole time as a big focus just because she's the main guy's girlfriend.
Yeah.
And it feels like they kind of, but I don't think people really want that from this necessarily. Yeah. And I mean, it's not necessarily what I want from this either, but I do understand what they were going for with that, in that regard.
Like, some things in this game, roly-poly!
It's our buddy, and he's even bigger and dirty. He needs a power washing. Yeah. Look at him.
The weaker ones.
And I shouldn't have brought the, like, man, I should have brought Leviathan.
Yeah.
Ordinarily, like, you know, it's considered like you don't want to, like, reuse models, but, like, this just put a smile on my face. Like, yeah, sure, if I like 2 of these, it's fine. 2 or 3 of them.
Alcazor says, honestly, I'm not sure why they wrote so that you got Garuda's powers before Ifrit's. I feel like Ifrit's powers should have come first so that Garuda could shine more. Plus, getting Ifrit's powers first would have just made more sense as a tutorial icon. Yeah, but it's tied to, like, Clive's whole, like, denial and realization, so you don't want to pull the trigger on that too early either.
The other thing I think of, too, is people think, like, oh, there's no party members or party members of color, and it's not like they were just like, oh, we don't want black party members. It was just the story they wrote meant that nobody from, like, the country with darker skinned people was going to end up at the party. Like, it's not malicious. Like, it could, like, you know, could we have included more? Maybe. But it's not like an active choice. I mean, you know, it's all you get what I'm saying, right?
Well, it's just like, you know, like, say you made Gav black, what would that really accomplish? Yeah. Isn't that tokenism? Like,
yeah. Which,
like, this is a genuine, like, question I have where I'm just like, what would be the right way to do that? Because I don't really see one necessarily.
Yeah, it's just like... Aha! Nice! Got your nose. Got your nose. Fire and flame! There you go.
And again, it's also just weird that, like, FF16 gets dinged for this way harder than other games do.
Yep.
Like, people are just really trying to find something to complain about. I'm just like, why does this game have to be the one to do all your fucking culture war bullshit? Like, can you just let this video game be a video game here?
Yeah,
it's got plenty of politics already.
Yeah.
But you also complain that those aren't there. I don't know.
People are stupid. We are smarter than them. That really is just kind of the important explanation for the feel like sometimes. Where, like, just the moment I realized, like, oh my god, I'm smarter than a lot of professional writers, it was just, like, a horribly depressing moment for me.
I've been training non-stop since our last battle, Clive. Now we'll see who truly is the strongest. 3 minutes later, roly-poly's in the Yamcha death pose.
I've contracted syphilis to fight you, Clive!
Oh god. Oh no.
God!
Wait, has Jill ever fought one of these guys?
Yes. Oh god. Oh god. Stop. Stop, mouse. Yeah, we fight one in the volcano, but it's all fine.
I forgot about that.
No rampage for you. Only us.
Another thing, I would complain about, if there was room to complain about it, is like, the icon fights are cool, but at a certain point I get a little tired of them.
Yeah. Like, I kind of wish there was, like, even, like, a lot more gameplay variance in, like, how some of those fights play out.
Yeah.
Like, it would be kind of cool, like, if maybe one of them was, like kind of set up like a 2D game?
Yeah, like early on, like, you saw, like, the Panzer doing shit that you get out of one part of the Phoenix, and then, like, in the trailer you see all this shit where it's like, here's a big life bar, and it's gonna be a big kaiju fight. So I thought that there was gonna be, like, more variety than that, but it was actually just those two things.
Yeah.
And it would have been pretty cool if it was like a whole bunch of different styles, but
we kind of get a little bit of it with like the Titan fight, where it's like you're doing the run.
But I mean, they never promised that, so I can't like be too mad about it. It's just that like, after Bahamut, it's kind of like, where do you go? And then like, the Odin fight is not my favorite, as we've discussed before. And I get a little tired. I get a little tired of this game.
Yeah.
And that's what I was feeling the other day when you were playing this. I was just like, man, I'm tired of this game. And I don't like that, I want Final Fantasy to be really good, and this is just pretty good most of the time, and then I kind of don't want to.
I think, like, actually playing it myself bumps it up from, like, pretty good to really good. Like, you're not a fan of the Odin fight. I like it a lot more because I am the one, like, actually playing it. I am pressing buttons and making shit happen, which feels really good. Like, I don't have time to think about, like, oh my god, this fight's going on forever, when I'm in the middle of the fight dodging all of Barnabas's crazy horse shit. And it is some truly spectacularly crazy horse shit.
Each system, the icon fights went on just a bit too long, I think. Titan and Odin stick out to me as just having these cool elements, but maybe just one more phase more than they needed. I'm sorry if I'm misreading and inserting random filler words, it's just what I do. Alcazar says, honestly, I felt they could have still built up the Clive's realization and her struggle, but had him still learn Ifrit's powers first, but that's just me. Well, what would have gone before that in the game then?
Yeah.
You would have just been fucking around with your basic powers the whole time. Also, I'm pretty sure there's black people in the Dalmatian Republic. Yeah, I mean...
That's the point I was making, like...
Yeah.
It's just, like, the story just does not, like... The story just is written in a way where it's like, like, you would have to, like, heavily alter the story to get somebody from there into the party, And then, like, what would they add?
Yeah, like the people are complaining that it's not one of the main characters, but then it's like
I can feel its ether from here.
you know, turn any of the like main characters black, and people will still find something to complain about. Like if you made Jill black, they'd be like, oh, well, she gets phased out of story. If you make Sid black, they'd be like, oh, he dies first. You know?
Yeah. If you made Gav black, they're like, oh, the black guy's comic relief. And I'm
Yeah.
like, excuse you, you people love Barrett.
I assume you'll be safe from their influence.
Yeah, no,
We
that's
won't
that's
grind
fair.
to a halt, if that's what you mean. The spell only affects.
I
the
like
things that
Barrett
were
too,
present
but he's
at the moment
absolutely
it
a
was
stereotype.
Yeah, like, so much of the cast of 7 would not fly today. I just love the bubble effect on the sound.
Also, we talked over this, but like Jill actually like, you know, talked about something that wasn't directly related to her, which is like, hey, is this okay? Are we gonna freeze too?
Yeah.
But if we
So that's
can
really what they're doing with Jill in his DLC is just having her say more things.
Yeah.
Like the ones we saw on the way here.
I know that's good, but then you get like stuff where they talk about stairs. And I'm just like,
Oy.
yeah, sure, whatever.
Now, to give the game another compliment, you know, you might have heard this before, but like, oh my fucking god, this is so pretty.
When he
It's so
realized
cool.
that
There's
ancestors
just
were
shit
attempting to
floating
cast
in
a
the air,
spell
and I
from
mean,
the
like,
air.
granted, like, that's
They made to
largely
destroy the
skybox shit,
temple.
like, I can't interact with it, but like,
Almost did by the
what
looks
a
of it.
fucking visual. Jesus.
I don't think this stuff's in the skybox. Like it's closer
Okay,
than
yeah.
the sky.
Yeah. I don't know my game terminology. I didn't go to school for games.
Like the skybox is basically just like it's an image on the background that is mapped in such a way to look like, oh, that's the sky in the background, but there's no actual objects or anything. She passed the Beck-Jill test, but at what cost? If I had my own late night talk show, I would hire Eve to be my lead writer.
Hey, these guys.
Good. They are.
Late night with Rosie O'Brien.
Clive!
I mean, you're pressing a button. By the way, we got a comment on our last FF video saying like, hey, you don't just press square and remake, you have shortcuts. And I gotta admit, neither of us knew about the shortcuts. Still don't know if the game ever explains this, and we just both missed it.
No, there is not a prompt, I'm pretty sure, in like the tutorial or anything for shortcuts. It's just like if you're playing the game you're in combat, there is an option in the menu like on the upper left-hand corner of the screen or whatever. That's just like all of the buttons you can use, and one of them is shortcuts.
Yeah. But that said, that doesn't really invalidate the criticism of I'm just pressing square a lot. Like, when I said, yeah, because you go into a menu, I was being facetious, you know? Because I was prompting Noth to explain more why the combat is not, like, super deep. Like, changing the same options to, like, a button combo instead of a menu doesn't actually make it deeper. It's just a different way of playing it. If you don't want to interrupt the flow.
And you know, I am increasingly of the opinion, like, man, if I could just like insta-ban from Twitter and Reddit or anything, somebody talking about a game and they use the words deep and or shallow, I would. Because I'm increasingly just like, what the fuck, like, how the fuck do you define depth? People say like Xenoblade 2 is like, you know, it has a deep combat system, and I'm just like, it has a complicated combat system. Like, how do you care more if it, like, I could give a shit if the gameplay is, like, deep or shallow. It doesn't feel good. But that's a lot harder to talk about and sound smart, so people just use, like, you know, buzzwords like deep or shallow. So
Yeah.
Roleplay being a fucking intellectual.
They want to feel like, you know, their feelings are valid, so they're like, oh, I like it because it's deep. To make that feeling more intellectual. But here's the life hack, right? You don't have to validate your feelings. if you want to talk about like, okay, this is why this makes me feel that way, you can go right ahead. But you don't have to do that. You don't have to like, you know, justify what you like or don't like to anyone, even if the internet makes it seem like you have to do that. You can like whatever you like. You know, I can bitch about FF7 Remake until the cows come home. You can still like it.
Yep.
You don't have to give a shit about what I say. You really don't. Most people don't. It's very easy, actually. But yeah, I think with Remake, like, talking to you about it, the conclusion I kind of came to is that it's a fake action RPG.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that as in like, oh, it's bad. No, I mean that it presents itself like an action RPG, but it's really more Secret of Mana than it is, you know, this kind of game.
Yeah.
Because you're not just like, it's not all about like, here's your positioning and you push button and each button is mapped to a specific action. Because even if you do shortcuts, or whether you do shortcuts or menu, you're still going to end up in like, whether the thing you select is a spell or one of Cloud's sword things, it comes out the same way.
Yeah.
And like walking to an enemy is really just a fancy way of targeting them, like you would in a menu, in, you know, an old school ATV game.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, you know, in an action game, you can take certain, like, you know, actions that will allow you to completely negate damage. Like, you will no longer take that damage. You did the right thing, you dodge the attack, get no hurt.
Yeah.
7 Remake is very much like, you're gonna take the hurt.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, like in any turn-based game, it's just, there's no way to avoid that. Even if you make, like, a dodge tank, you're gonna take hits. And Remake is just like, you are going to take damage.
There was something similar in my father's
Like, so
keep.
there's like a dodge roll in that
Priests
game.
would deliver their sermons from the dais.
Fucking useless.
Your father?
Like, absolutely useless. Because the attacks will just come out like way too quick for you to like dodge and then continue moving. So you just gotta use the block. At least with Cloud, I don't know. Maybe Tifa's dodge is better. But you're gonna play Cloud for most of the game. Like,
Yeah. And like it bugs the shit out of me in Secret of Mana. You get a tutorial boss, and you're basically forced to die over and over to it, and then have a tutorial prompt come up going like, "Hey, get back up and do the thing." There's nothing you can do. Like I've accepted, like, you know, I'm probably not good at this game. Let me see what other people are doing. It's always the same thing where they'll just get like the shit beat out of them in that tutorial boss because it's not an attack you can dodge. It's a Final Fantasy attack. It's a spell that gets cast on you when you take damage and die. And I don't really like that sort of game. I feel like it's kind of needlessly confusing, and just having a game like Remake act that way, or even just, you know, in Dragon Quest XI, you can walk around while fighting, but there's no point to it. It's still a turn-based battle system. It kind of feels like this weird concession to the idea that games need to have like this full freedom, like that they need to all to be action games. And, you know, people complain about this game like just being an action RPG, like, oh, that's not Final Fantasy. And it's just like, well, at least it's committing to that.
Yeah.
Which is what Final Fantasy is really about, if you ask me. It's like, we have a big idea and we're committing to that now. So it's like, yeah, this one's going to be an action RPG. We hired a guy from Devil May Cry to work on the big combat. And then here you have it, and I like this game way better than Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
But again, you know, that's just my dumbass opinion.
Well, it's not your opinion, it's just like you like what you like, and like this...
I mean, that's what an opinion is, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's just like the things this game did with its gameplay in particular click with you how better than Devil May Cry stuff.
Yeah. Eve wants to know, purely from an aesthetic standpoint, no game functionality, what are our favorite icon abilities?
Ooh.
I think the Titan ones are good because they're just so juicy, just like the impact on that counter fist.
I do kind of like the flashy Odin bullshit.
It is pretty cool, yeah.
Oh, God.
It's like that Clive just teleports around and he just destroys everything. Like, that's just always going to be cool.
Yeah. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. He's so mad!
Yeah, I was going to say, Tom Berry's pissed. Also, this random ice bomb is here.
Yeah. Ow.
Alcazar says Bahamut's orbs are cool. I like those.
Yeah, Bahamut's powers are cool. They actually buff Bahamut. Yeah! But this is also really cool. Like, Jesus Christ. Oh, he's gonna have it. You missed, bitch!
I've always been a little confused about the idea of like, oh, I want my RPGs to be deep.
Yeah.
Because in some way, combat always feels like it's partially busy work, and not necessarily in a like, oh, you know, this is pointless, this is wasting my time kind of way, but just like that, you know, in the same way that people like playing Power Wash Simulator, or, you know, I don't know, any sort of activity that's just kind of like occupying your time. It's just fun in this like more low-key way. There's like, not every fight in RPG needs to be this big tactical thing, you know. Sometimes it's just because sometimes you're just beating some dudes up. And sometimes each of those fights is, you know, contributing to something on a more macro level, like item management, you know, bring enough potions.
Yeah.
How deep do you want to go into the dungeon before you have to like scurry back to that save point or the entrance? And a lot of things get simplified as games go on, and you know, they're mainstream and everything. And nowadays every game has, you know, RPGs will still have poison in them, but it like barely matters. Like it just goes away after the fight. And then it's like, well, that's just damage over time cast on me then. It barely matters. Like, why do I give a shit about antidotes or anything? The thing that makes poison interesting is that it stays.
Yeah.
And that you're just running around and still getting hurt, and you're like, oh, fuck.
Just as I thought.
Yeah. Does this ether not
Is
feel
it what
somehow?
somebody say before Alcazar?
Familiar.
That's Eve talking about how she likes the Shiva
sensed it the moment
aesthetics.
we arrived,
Especially the
though I wasn't
some of the
sure
Odin moves are
until now.
nice. I also just like that
You can
that
feel it
particular
too,
icon manifests
can't you,
by
Clive?
changing Clive's sword. So fitting for Odin, especially if
She's
you're an
calling
FF14 nerd like me.
You don't mean the witch?
I do. Though she was more than that. Much more. She was a dominant. A dominant who once commanded the icon that now resides in both me and Clive.
Me, Clive, and I. Also, wait, what? Is probably what Shula's thinking.
I don't know why I didn't see it. Who else would have the power to freeze time?
None other than Shiva
So
herself.
fucking stupid. This is so fucking
For
stupid.
her ether to endure after all these years, it's almost as if...
See, Jolt's relevant because Shiva somehow.
As if
We will not elaborate
she
on this
shared
at
it
all.
with another, just as Torgal shared in my ice.
Yeah, remember that? Remember how Torgal's actually Jill's dog? That was important.
So, I'd like to talk about the DLC a little bit.
Yeah.
Since we're gonna be here a little bit. This guy, I like the DLC, but I think the DLC was marketed incorrectly. In the sense that, like,
My ancestors never warned us
it's
about
sort of
this.
like the final, like, we finally hit a downside for the way CB3. Where in CB3 it's like super story heavy. Like this game, FF14, everything is centered around like the story.
That's cool, though.
The hammer.
Yeah, because it's an hourglass.
Oh yeah, that is really cool. And so, like, everything's based around the story, including, and so, like, they market the DLC like they would market everything else. Just like, here's the story stuff. And that kind of plays up the story of the DLCs more than it really should, actually. It's not like there's no story out. But the story is not like the main focus of this DLC. The main focus of the DLC, this asshole, is it's just like, yeah, hey, the game is fun. It's great to play, so we put more play in your game. Like, the meat of the Omega DLC isn't like, you know, a really interesting story. It's not a great story. It's a really thin story. It's like, here's a sick new dungeon with a bitchin' boss fighter. We're getting that here, too. It's just like, you know, here's more chances to play the game, more powers, really fucking cool fights. And then, like, next here, and I'm like, yeah, it's great as that. Like, these fights are fucking cool.
This dude killed you before, didn't he?
Oh, he did. He'll probably do it again.
I so rarely see you die in this game. It's just like, you know, the music stops and you were just like, what? It's kind of funny that we have Shula in our party and she's just the loudest party member because she keeps screaming. Like with other party members, it's you kind of gotta listen for their like effects, their little vocal parts even. And then Shula's just like, ah!
I actually could hit him with 2 level 5 test sticks, so fuck that up. No, you freeze. Oh. Ready for round 2.
Why won't it yield?
It's big.
And it's eternal because it keeps time.
Yeah. It's the timekeeper.
There's so much stuff in this game where I'm just like, where's the gunpla of this?
He says she's a sucker for cinematic flashes. And this guy looks cool. Yeah, this guy's really cool. Like, this is almost basically... I feel like this is CPU test running, like, what if we did the Knights of the Round in this game?
Cinematic clashes are like, this is what QTEs were truly invented for.
Yeah.
We're just like, yeah, you got this special thing, but it is mapped to the same...
Oh god. Alright, this.
You know, it feels like an extension of your actual moveset. It's not just like, you know...
Like, I love that the dodge quick time event is the actual dodge button.
Yeah, that's the way it should be. You know, I've never really played Shenmue, but I think that kind of invented QTEs, and the buttons were kind of arbitrary in that, if I remember correctly. And there are a bunch of games where it's like, QTE is just like, oh, press this button, oops, you missed it, and then that's fucking Dragon Slayer. And even Dragon Slayer usually mapped the button to what Dirk the Daring was actually doing. Where it's just like, oh, you gotta dodge right, press right. So I feel like having a button be arbitrary is just like some weird, dumb mini game that takes you out of it.
So this is cool. Like, he will freeze our time too.
That's rude of him.
Yeah.
He's Brolone given the ice theme. Maybe Brolone. He's workshopping our puns. Uh-oh. Here he comes again.
Ow.
Even being able to freeze time is a really interesting idea. I like it. Well, I think it's silly.
I think it's the perfect kind of silly.
Yeah, but in this game?
I mean, we did ride or kick Titan.
Yeah, but this game's all about, like, explaining shit. Like, oh, this is why all these things are happening. This is all the history. Here's, like, an explanation of why Torgal has a super mode. And then here you're just like, oh yeah, she can freeze time. As though that's how that works on any level. That's like if you had a guy who was good at jump scaring people, and then he unlocked lightning powers because he can shock people.
Oh boy, we're the big bullshit. Also, look at Torgal. He's just upside down in midair. Oh god.
Where's Jotaro when you need him?
Ow.
It's definitely one of those moments where it's like, oh right, this was made by the FF14.
I can see the yellow AoE marks.
D-bomb crashed hardcore. Well, as long as your browser didn't crash again. Or whatever it was doing, I don't fucking know.
Then we better cut this short.
Let's cut this short by cutting him short. So that little bubble, if you're inside it, you'll actually move more slowly. Ah, fuck.
What, you're saying that that blue dome is bad?
Yeah, but I'm explaining exactly what it'll do!
No, but I'm making fun of that whole thing where in FF14 I kept dodging the healer limit break because I thought it was bad.
Clive looks like he's got one of those. What the fuck? I was clear of that. Fuck you. I have one button. Fuck off! Stay here.
Of course, high potions make you float because they're high. That's the logic they have.
Oh, here we go. Whoa.
Then again, I guess this is perfectly on brand for the game that has the only fantasy here is yours, and we shall be its final witness. Stupid fucking line.
Ah, bitch! See, we can freeze too, bitch!
Wait, does this finally, like, explain why when Sub-Zero freezes people, they in mid-air, they just stay in mid-air? It's because he actually has time powers, too.
So why did Kronika hate him instead of Liu Kang?
She hated him, too, but she didn't know who he was because he wore a mask. She kept looking up all the ninjas, but as we know, Lin Kuei are not ninjas.
Fuck that up! Ow! Oh shit.
Whoa! Alrighty.
Oh, good.
No wolf. We did not achieve wolf.
Dick!
Oh boy.
No! We are fucked. We are hosed.
Unlimited disc works. See, this is why this DLC's longer, y'all. This is why this is longer than the other one.
This is a better showing than my first time fighting this asshole. Whew. Luckily,
checkpoints still exist.
Yep, and I have all of my potions back, thank Christ.
Because of that time dome, we got to watch slow Torgal reverse somersault.
Not this time, bitch! Don't dodge it!
That frame rate, though.
Yeah.
Gotta put it on performance mode.
Take that, decap!
Yeah, get his ass. How's it going on?
Nope. Yes! I'm going to hit this guy with the big whammies. Or not. Ah, shit. But my hope was, like, to get, 2 level 5 Zentet skins off, but then I noticed there was stagger meter actually was. And I'm like, oh. Oh no!
The slowest dodge in history! Well, that just still works.
Yeah. Well, I like that it, like, the glide got me out. bitch.
You know why he's got those discs? Because time is a flat circle.
Aha! Woo! There we go! In the nuts!
Oh, I'm being quoted. I'm being quoted right now.
Alright. We'll call it a draw.
Looks like I'm off the clock now.
Put an end to this.
Wait. The spell must be weakened, not undone.
Isn't that what we came here for?
Did you ever stop to wonder what might happen to the tidal surge if I unraveled the whole spell at once? I didn't think so. This is going
Give
to
him the
require
cold
a bit
shoulder.
more finesse. From wind and light, water and earth, let the silent palm of mine ice. There's too much ether. Here. Let me help. Let us help.
And then no one else helps. I choose to believe that Jill meant for Clive to like step into, and he just.
Almost.
It's like, I don't know what you meant by that.
Did it work?
I think so.
No thanks
Thread
to you.
connecting this place to the child should be broken.
Total helps. No, he was standing by
Walias
too.
Should finally be.
He actually gave the biggest boost, it's just that nobody could see it.
Free once more.
Black and white slow-mo? Oh shit, who let Zack Snyder direct the scene?
Our most profaned fragment. Its divinity defiled by the hand of man. Its spirit shackled by his hubris. Till Mythos came, bringing release. Now, let the sins of man be redeemed by the hand of the servant of God.
It's me, the dominant of steaks.
Damn it.
It's happening. Isn't it?
It is.
What is? What's going on?
Precisely what we feared. Leviathan is out of control.
I'm gonna try to speed this process forward. God is real. He's an asshole.
Don't despair. This isn't over yet.
Leviathan, Leviathan.
You should head back to the village and get everyone to higher ground.
I got you, Clive.
Canonical pets.
As for the rest, Ifrit will handle.
Who?
Wait, who's Ifrit?
Who that?
You people are weird. Okay.
Dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-bum. The surge. I guess you could say Clive is acting as a sort of surge protector.
I'll be angry too. But I can't let it end like this, Wallius. It's time for you to come home.
For a nap, I mean. I'm not a monster.
It's time for you to burp.
I'm just imagining like a free throwing Leviathan over its shoulders and giving it like burpees.
Oh my god, someone draw that, please.
I'm back! I'm back too!
More of your
But
playthings.
Ow.
Eve says she shouldn't be allowed to make puns, but she's never gonna stop.
Ow.
We'll see about that.
Fine, you can both be caught up in it. I got two.
Ow, I got staggered. Ow, 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 ow. Can't even tell what's happening now. Squash cast life bar. Bless.
Yeah.
More eggy.
Ow. My strategy of letting it hit me didn't work.
I mean, it worked. You got hit. Bum 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 bum. Pretty risky to do that in the rain.
Yeah.
I heard you the first time.
I'm not here to hurt you, Wallius!
But I'm here to hurt you!
I don't know what a baby sounds like. I'm really good. I don't know how to like talk tough in a baby voice. But I'm here to hurt you. I'm baby.
Oh, still in control.
Eve says, I've not considered this till now. Clive shouts for Garuda, Odin, and I think Titan, but does he ever shout out the names of Shiva or Bahamut?
Yeah, I just don't have those ones equipped.
Come on then. No more hiding.
Well, that would explain that, indeed. You're gonna have to get your own PS5 to hear him say Shiva a bunch, or wait for the PC port, I guess. Every Noth will betray me. I'm fed up with this stream.
Wallius!
Oh, hi, Clive. There he is! The boy!
The boy?
I'm a snake.
This isn't what I wanted.
I'm a snake,
I only hope
baby.
you can forgive me.
Oh, pretty light.
Why am I so tiny compared to all of them now?
Again with the balls. There's just a lot of ball-based attacks in this game. That's what I'm saying.
Those teeth. Yikes. I'm too spicy for spicy for you. Now the pain begins. So take note of how that one attack took away that much health.
That should all be fine. It's gonna be fine. First time every time. Hey, a baby can't handle numbers this big. They don't even know how to do any math yet. I'm calling shenanigans on this.
I'm calling Valisthea Child Protective Agency. Ow, ow, ow.
Hey, how can that baby be shooting all those balls when its balls haven't dropped yet? Because it's a baby. That doesn't make any sense. Bing! Rosie, no. How come baby's bigger than adult man? Bing!
We learned this critique from Cinnamon Sticks.
That was the joke, yes. Thank you for explaining.
Okay. Phase 1, I've already used up all but 2 of my heals. This is going to be great.
Yeah, good. Skill issue.
Yeah, I follow on Twitter was trying to like do this with no items, and it took them.
Why does it say Grand Fall when it's actually Grand Balls?
Oh God!
is one of the only video games I've seen where you fight a newborn infant as a boss fight. Where are the other ones?
It's Hydrogen Baby versus Coffee Bomb. Well, in this case, I suppose it's probably more accurate to say I'm, is it hydrogen dioxide, maybe? Oh god. Oh!
How can you stagger a baby? Can't even stand up. And in fact, neither can this thing, it's a snake. How do you stagger a snake that's in the air?
With pain.
Oh.
Oh. Clive, let out a fuck.
Yeah, I know this Tekken stage.
What is this?
It's a boss arena, Clive.
See, again, there's such a fucking lame-ass line. Like, what do you mean? What the fuck do you mean?
What is this?
I'm saying the calm before the storm, and it's just like, okay, well, first of all, we're already partway through this fight, but also, like, it's not even clever in this context. It's just like, Jill, go here.
In this case, it is in fact the calm before the storm, because now the fight's getting a lot more. Jesus.
Would you like to change class? I don't think you can do that in this game. I mean, you can do whatever you want. I've never played Dragon Quest III, so I don't know. What do you think, Noth?
Nah, go to class change right now.
Breach? Why not beach? That goes with water. Bing!
No.
We're gonna be here a while, folks.
So get used to the jokes.
It just stops.
Yeah. Not even like a wah, wah, wah,
Meow. Bippity beep boop boop.
Plus it didn't like an inverted key or whatever because it's their victory music now.
He stole my victory music. What kind of baby does that? Are you even a real baby?
Fake baby.
I propose to the committee to investigate this baby. The veracity of this infant.
Committee is Gab, Torgal, and Ambrosia.
Do you think he's mad because he's needed a diaper change for 80 years?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Like he just had to deal with time frozen poop. Now that's what I call a constipation.
Order of greasy reasoning.
It's just a flour sack with a diaper. Woke up at the best time. Yeah, you're here for all the stupid ass jokes instead of like the actual game analysis we're doing.
Oh, maybe they wanted to see me die a bunch. So they're gonna get that.
Well, maybe they're here for the rocks in the distance. If you climb on top of the snake and just keep punching it.
That's a good question. Can't do that in this game. No. Maybe if we're playing Dragon stuff.
See, that's what I call damage. That's what should be happening the whole time.
Yep.
Oh no, here comes spin! It's spin cycle.
I hate spin cycle. Except in multiplayer. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, we haven't done shoot games in like a week or something. Maybe that's why I've been sort of depressed. Not enough duking or unreeling.
Base chance of shit. Oh, right, this. Okay,
Tired, Leviathan.
No, but I am. I am. So, for those of us who might not know MMOs, this here is what's called a DPS check. Basically, you have a limited amount of time to break this, and you're fucked.
At least they didn't put a bunch of fucking pins in the ground. Yeah, beat up that bubble. Get it.
I said stop! This has gone on long enough!
Stop conjuring Epcot Center! Get in! Yeah, purple numbers. The sea is rising. 1.
Okay, there we go. Woo!
I want you.
Stay standing for a second, please. Thank you. Alright, we have checkpoint. Oh, right, that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the Clive Lewis's button. Says this entire fight in DLC is making me picture Clive and or Torgal coming back to the MSQ wearing one of those hats with "Women want me, fish fear me" on it. Punch that baby. Do you think he'll be an even bigger Leviathan as an adult, or?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, Joshua, I don't think became an even bigger Phoenix.
Yeah. True.
I mean, hell, if anything, conversely, Titan only became bigger the bigger a baby Luke got.
Surprises on you.
The icon of water, not weather. There's lightning that sits things.
Garuda would be proud.
Oh
god. It just plays punch noises in there somehow. Like, inside there's just a whole group of people waiting to beat the shit out of Clive.
Yeah.
So, what do you do about that?
Oh, Jesus Christ! Okay, so for the maelstrom attack, my thing is to like jump up and use the deck. Because I'll probably get caught in something, but when I do get caught, it hurts way less than taking the full hit.
Yeah, but I actually meant the one that killed you.
Oh, God. I hesitated and not paying for it.
Water cyclones are perfectly safe. This game's full of shit.
We have it on in magic. Woo! Woo! Yes!
You faked you out there. Made you flinch.
Yeah. He's gonna do that a lot.
For babies, pretty good at mind games.
Oh yeah. It's like that baby that knows exactly how to act to get like the good treats from their parents.
I asked the BB treats, we keep them in a box.
Oh god. No, avoid the beam, Clive! Ah! Holy shit!
In fact, if you've ever watched Twisted, the best place to hide from cyclones of any sort is in the cyclone. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There was just a group of dudes inside the cyclone waiting to beat them up.
It's the two Empire guys out for revenge!
Oh no!
We leveled up, bitch!
We got in a baby somehow! It's wrong. It's really wrong.
We got into the baby's boss dimension!
You're just full of surprises, aren't you?
Why am I having a case of deja vu?
Garuda will be proud.
Oh, that is basically the noise I am making in my head.
I'm glad to translate for everyone in chat. Oh, now the C's are angry. Alright, no, that's, yeah. Circles and circles and circles, circles and circles and circles.
Ow. Ow, 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 ow.
Circles, walk around in circles. Balls. You know, the younger you are, the more that, like, you know, dramatic things feel that, you know, become less of a big deal as you grow up.
Yeah.
So, when you're a baby throwing a tantrum, this is probably what it actually feels like.
You feel like a giant angry sea god?
Yeah. Just all this shit's happening. Still going.
Yeah, get staggered, baby.
Yeah, baby.
You're the worst Dragon Ball villain.
Who is the worst Dragon Ball villain? Because there's a lot of pretty bad ones. Silly enough, this isn't Super 17.
You know what? Yeah.
He's boss, baby. Oh, pretty good that you can still hit him from that far.
Yeah.
Stomp for surfing.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Only tsunami. If that's what you want.
Generating surfboard.
The surfing.
You've had your fun, Leviathan.
It's time for things.
This time, you will not destiny!
Do you think Clive is in swearing in this fight because he doesn't want the baby to hear it?
Gotta be. Fooled you.
2.
Get dunked on! Dramatic finish!
Holy shit!
Baby beaten, is what it should have said.
Timeout delivered. Okay.
Infant Inferno'd.
Alright, significantly less dying than on my first playthrough.
Oh!
Oh shit, I'm falling! Oh, the ground broke my fall.
Lucky that was there.
Thank goodness somebody put a planet down there. Yeah, like on my first playthrough, that Maelstrom attack fucked me up so much. I like had a good
Baby descent.
A good 10 minutes where I would just like try and avoid the attack and then let myself get killed immediately if I didn't. Just like trying to figure out what the fuck do I do here.
Yeah.
Whew.
Descending baby. He's falling through the air. Descending baby.
Quick, someone responsible catch the baby. What do you mean it's just the himbo?
He's glowing over there.
Now that was quite a tantrum.
Baby's like, one more time.
Again.
Torgal and Jill breathe a sigh of relief.
Well, yes.
And baby doesn't like Shu'ula transforms again.
You're the bitch who always visited but never brought cookies.
Time cookies.
Ambrosia visited.
Somehow.
He's adorable.
I want one. Clive.
No.
He is now.
Not until I kill
Seen
God.
it a few moments ago.
Clive.
Josh was just like, he made a joke. I can't believe it.
I don't know how to thank you.
Thank me with money and a bitchin' new sword.
You have to render this with baby technology.
We should find him a dry blanket now. Wouldn't want the little monster catching a cold.
Like, making a CG baby's hard.
Yeah.
Remember that Twilight baby?
Oh my god. I saw a movie in the theater and it was like, it had a scene where it's like transparently obvious the main character's baby was a doll.
There. He's finally asleep.
The poor thing had a long day.
That makes two of us.
Put me to sleep too.
What happens now?
Now? Now.
He only had a long century. Yeah, it was all one day for him. He couldn't nap. He was frozen.
By
In time.
providing Aurelius what he was denied. A place to learn and grow. A family to love and protect him.
You know where I
So
can
that
find
one
one?
day, when the wounds in his heart and mind have finally healed, he might decide for himself how he'd like to live the rest of his life.
Consider that the older you get, the faster
Until
time
then,
seems to go.
I'll
But
stay
this
by his
baby
side.
has been a baby for 100 years.
Then he's a lucky boy. And not only because he'll have the best warrior this side of the belt to teach him the battle axe.
She'll do her best.
Shula. The beast that threatened your home is tamed. The empire that threatened your people toppled. Might it not be time to cast off your ancestors' glamour and retake your place in the twins?
Perhaps.
But we like the blue.
It's not as if we have the crystals to maintain the wall much longer. But are we
Go fix
truly
the sky.
safe? Is the world truly ready to accept us for who we are and what we believe?
Just do
If
what
I
we do.
remember rightly,
Kill anybody who does it.
you and yours still choose to remain hidden, do you not?
We do.
Well, your people will always be welcome in Haven, regardless.
As will yours in the hideaway. We're allies now. If there's anything you need from us, supplies, food, equipment, do not hesitate to ask.
It's kind of you to offer. But we'll manage, just as we always have. Besides, I suspect you'll be needing everything at your disposal if you're going to save the world.
I fear much of it is past saving.
In fact, I was thinking of giving up, really.
The best we can do is strive to turn what's left into a world where we can all live as equals.
A noble endeavor.
Where babies are equal to adults.
And there'll be a place in this world for us, will there? For Walias.
For everyone. I swear it.
Then we shall be waiting. Until the tides bear you back to shore.
Yeah, he did it.
Yeah. No experience. Fuck you.
Yeah, he was a baby.
You didn't deal the killing blow, so you don't get XP.
Oh my god.
Do you think he'll be all right?
Well, yes. Only time will tell. But I can certainly think of worse
I love that
places to
even
spend
when,
one's
you know, a
childhood.
scene is just panning
The monks
down
of
on like a
water
bunch of
are
people
a
standing
fine
still, they
people.
still always
They will
animate
take good
Torgal
care
doing
of him.
something.
Yeah.
Up by the Vare. Ultima
You
spoke
think
to
they
me.
put a dog in a
He
mocap
called
suit?
Leviathan his most profaned fragment, and told me to redeem the sins that had laid him low.
Is that so? The sins of Wallius's ancestors were grave indeed. To force him to prime at so tender an age.
And to freeze him in time, that he might never know what it was to live.
Yet I doubt either of those crimes was the source of Ultima's displeasure. It was that
Yeah,
the
that's a
Icon's
good point.
power
Why would
had been
Ultima
put
give a
to
shit?
another purpose than the one he intended. To him, Leviathan must have seemed an aberration.
Only I get to be an
The
asshole.
Ultima made no attempt to lead me to him. The fear that this profaned fragment might corrupt his vessel somehow.
No, I'm sure it'll make no difference
Perhaps he
whatsoever.
simply deemed Leviathan surplus to requirements. Having concluded that his vessel might be made to serve his purposes without the full sum of his power.
I mean, given how long ago he tried to possess Clive, I'm not sure you needed to do any of this shit for him.
There's no escaping them. Even here. Hidden away in Mysidia, the blessing of the crystals proved nothing but a prison.
Ultima knew it was a
Prison
side
into which
quest.
Wallius was born, and from which freedom is hard won.
Yeah, he doesn't care for DLC, but
If the world
Ambrosia
doesn't
does,
change,
so that's going to be the big clash.
If we
The big
don't
ideological
change it,
struggle.
he'll end up suffering the same fate as every dominant who came before him.
Then
Ultima's
he
like,
must
I
change it.
created humanity. And Ambrosia's gonna come in. Who made you, bitch?
That we must.
And we shall.
Perhaps he was scared of the idea of you having access to a gun, Clive. That's fair. I mean, look at his thing.
A sinister light bleeds from the Already Stone, beckoning Clive to enter. What new challenges await him within Ultima's virtual proving grounds? Well, let's go find out.
Wait, those are Ultimas?
Yeah. Or, well, the thing we're about to get is Ultima's.
Anyway, time for a reprise. Descending, baby! He's got random blue crap on his face. Descending, baby! Doing the opposite of going to space.
My god, it's full of stars.
Crouching Torgal, descending, baby.
Oh my god.
This was a musical all along. You know it. The entire Rosie McDamsel show is like this. Just ask Eve for the clips.
Euthos, you plumbed the very abyss, yet still you hung.
Is this the game designers telling us to go home?
Impressed.
Yet still you hunger. I was confused about the lights.
We're out of ideas, Mythos. There's no more content.
Not again.
Go wait for Dawn Trail.
Pre-order now.
it just sends you to the PlayStation Store.
In the background of this cutscene, there's a billboard for Dawn.
You see, Mythos, you were the descending baby the whole time. That makes sense.
Is ours, and now it is yours.
4 wings.
Consider it a gift from us to you, a taste of things to come.
You know, Sephiroth only had 1 wing, so this proves that Clive is 4 times as good as Sephiroth. QED! FF7 fanboys destroyed.
Destroyed FF7 fanboys with facts and logic.
More like the compilation of crap. 4-winged himbo.
Bum, bum, bum,
I'll take your gift then, Ultima.
Torgal, Torgal, Torgal,
so there is one extra icon power we can get, and now we have it. Ultima power. So I didn't want to mention this when we were talking about like aesthetically cool icon powers. Holy shit, this is so cool. You know, we get his shit, but also, so this lets you float, and you can like hold X to float higher, which would be great to like dodge, you know, ground stuff. Oddly enough, doing this means you do not get wings. The wings are the attack. And if you do like the ranged attack, it's just like a rapid fire barrage. And it's like you can do both at once.
So, you'd think this would affect the ending.
Yeah. You think?
But it doesn't, because we already knew Clive lived.
Yeah. Which is really why I really did not honestly excuse me, sir, expect much of like, you know, oh, is it gonna be like Clive lives now? I'm like, well, he already lives.
Yeah, but also, didn't they say that it wasn't gonna affect the ending?
Yeah.
Because, you know, making your DLC affect your ending, that might go down wrong with some people.
Yeah. Oh, if you hold a square, you get that attack. If you hold triangle, you get like an auto fire. Ow. Those who need to dodge.
Ethos, I am going to punch you in the face. Come on. Doing that again. Doing that shit again. Listen, I went to see that movie in the theater, and how did you repay me? You fired Sakaguchi. Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
So that attack right there is something like Ultima actually uses you in the boss fight.
Can you cast Holy?
Regrettably no. Which was my first thought, was just like, oh, I actually didn't get to cast Ultima. Holy is like the big super move.
Well, we can't cast Ultima into Oblivion.
Yeah.
Haha! Woo!
Whee! Ow.
Once more for good measure, huh?
Ever rail against our gifts. Remain all too eager to avail yourself of them.
You protest against society that yet you live in one. Curious, isn't it, Mythos?
I'm very intelligent, Mythos. Oh no!
Whee!
What'd they do to him?
Got the next floor. So this is Kairos Gate, which is like, you know, did you want more kick-ass combat at the end game other than just fighting the final boss? But yeah, I'll show it real quick. We won't redo like the whole thing.
Ooh, sprites.
Yeah, there's 20 stages.
Oh, that's why we're not doing the whole thing.
Yeah. And you have to do it all in one go.
I see.
Yeah. So, you know, upon completing one, you get enhancement points and battle points. Clearing a circle will also give you, like, rare items and accessories. So far, like, I toyed around with it the other day, and what you get is, like, you get, like, glowy versions of the icon weapons. So, like, the sword you get from beating Garuda, you'll get, like, a glowy version of that. It won't be, like, great stat-wise, but they put the glamour system in the game now, so, cool. Just like in arcade mode, there's like score stuff, and then between circles, you'll like be able to kind of like respec Clive's abilities as much as you want, which is good because my setup by default is like good for some of these, but it's actually a horrible setup if I want a good score on like Circle 5, which is a boss.
I didn't know about any of this.
Yeah, this is just in here.
How long has this been here?
This is part of the DLC.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Otherwise, I'd feel a little silly for not knowing about it. So, really, the thing that proves that this game's way deeper than FF7 with its combat, FF7R, is because we have dog.
Yeah.
You can assign your whole D-pad to dog.
And then I also want to show off real quick. Yeah. I actually completely forgot earlier to, like, you know, show, like, Leviathan kind of butting in here and spreading them all out more. Yeah. But now we also have Ultima up here. You know, you got your wings.
Being an asshole.
Yeah, you got your that thing. Yep, you got your this move. There's also this, which is kind of cool. You disappear and you get like a kill set that you can control and move around.
Voice of God. So now you can be the one who's like, mythos, blah blah blah.
Now you can be Callum.
Yeah, the free market mythos.
And then this is their big super move.
Tiny Bit said it didn't give you some Omega powers. Well, he wasn't an icon.
Yeah. We couldn't absorb him. Yeah, one day on my own, I think I'll, like, you know, do a full delve into the Kairos Gate and, you know, see if I can, like, clear it, get to the end with, like, a really good score or something. Not today. Yeah, like I said, you have to clear it all in one go. So, like, you know, if you get to, like, you know, stage 19 and then, like, oh, I need a break, and you leave, you start back at stage 1. If you die, you start back at stage 1. But, the enhancement stuff that you spend on points, that will carry over. Yeah, it's just a cool little thing that'll throw waves of enemies at you and some bosses, and it's cool. If you're playing this on Final Fantasy mode, actually,
you will die.
Well, yes. But if you're playing on Final Fantasy mode and S-rank every single stage here, it will unlock a super boss. Which, considering you would have needed to beat Leviathan, and when you die you don't get health items back, Jesus Christ.
So what's the super boss?
Some people were disappointed. I won't lie, I was a little too. I thought it'd be something a bit more unique. It's a rematch against, like, the Shadow Clive from the Dream. I haven't, like, watched it yet to see if its abilities are, like, amped up and it has, like, a bunch of new stuff, but that's the super boss.
And then you unlock Jill as a character.
Yeah. I wonder what the Circle 20 boss is. I'm assuming, like, one of the Ultimas or Barnabas. I will say, like, Circle 5 boss is Ifrit. So I'm wondering if that's gonna be, like, you know, Gefruda? Gefruda! Or something.
Go Fruda yourself.
I bet one of these is probably fucking Barnabas, so who knows. But yeah, that's a neat little thing they put in. Like, just a lot of slice of good combat they put into this game. So yeah, that is essentially the end of FF16 on this channel.
Yeah. Unless they suddenly come out with more, but
yeah.
That seems unlikely.
Yeah, I still think this game's great. You know, it's got flaws, but, like, just in the act of playing it, like, nothing, like, sticks out enough for me to be upset with it. Like, there's nothing I love more than, like, being nudged during the game. I'm a lot more forgiving if it's something where it's, like, you know, 30 minutes after I put the controller down and step away, I'm like, oh, hey, wait a minute, that could have been better.
Yeah. You did improve upon the endgame of Kairos Gate for sure.
Yeah, it gives you, like, more to do, because the previous endgame was just, like, go clear the hunts and go kill Ultima, and, you know, try out your arcade mode. I still can't remember what this is. Oh, this might be Ultimaniac mode? Yeah, just like...
Yeah, you know, I think it's alright. I don't want to think about it for a while now. I've had enough of this game for a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, we will give you a break from it.
Yeah. But speaking of FF, I got lower expectations here. I don't know if I'm going to end up doing a sprite thing for FF1. Okay. Just because it's really complicated and I have to make all those sprites and I can't even parse what the fuck half the outfits in FF14 are anyway, so...
That's fine.
I'll just name them after our characters.
I wonder, do you think you could use mods for, like, pre-existing sprites? Or do you just want to do it vanilla?
Yeah, we'll use some mods for sprites because I don't super dig the default sprites for the NES games. Pixel Remaster.
I don't. I'm okay with the NES sprites in all of them except FF1 because I am just not a fan of the football player promoted versions.
I'll just see like what mods people have made and like pick something that's like kind of appropriate for us.
Yeah, because there's like the cool ones where it's like they put in a sprite that resembles the Dissidia Warrior of Light for like the fighters promotion, and I think that's super cool because I love the Dissidia Warrior of Light.
Yeah.
One thing I was thinking of earlier when we were talking about like actual action RPGs and stuff, and how like Remake is a fake one, that was making me think. Actually, that whole talk was making me think a lot of Tales of Arise. Which is fitting because that's another great game that just got like trashed on by old school air quotes Tales fans, the way this game did by FF fans.
Yeah, oh no, they finally made Tales combat good.
Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, they just made a cliche anime tropey story, and like previous Tales stories were like a lot better and deeper, and I'm just like...
No, they're not.
Are you fucking kidding me?
It's always anime tropes.
Yeah.
What do you think? There's a special feature where you can press a button to see some dumb anime skit play out.
It gave me absolutely massive. No. The world building in this light novel is really good vibes. Like that's.
No, but it's really weird. Like if people just aren't very discerning about like these things, then it's like fine, whatever. And if you're like going out of your way to be like, no, but I like dumb anime crap, then it's like, yeah, no, fine, do what you want. But to suddenly turn around when Arise comes out and be like, no, this one's not good, I'm just like, what are you fucking talking about?
And like
actually though.
And I was just like, yes, let's talk about the deep story of the game's immediate predecessor, the one where church bad, revenge bad. Groundbreaking stuff there, truly, vigorously.
What if you played as villains, but actually they're not villains because they're fighting a church, which is bad, and also even though they're like, we're so evil, you shouldn't be around us, they're actually pretty nice people when they're not doing a vengeance on the church, which is bad.
Like, raising a fucking kid to be a good person.
And I thought the game was alright. I also didn't like remotely get close to beating it because I just got kind of bored.
Do you think you'll ever go back and finish it, or?
Probably not. It's not one of those things like, oh, I fell off of it. It's just, no, I'm good. Yeah. I've had my fill. I don't need another, I don't need to go back for seconds on that. And that's not me saying that it's a bad game. It's just that I didn't want to play all of it.
Yeah, and I am personally in no rush to play a lot of Tales games other than Arise, because, I've gone on record before, and I'll go on record again. I really don't like that so fucking many of these games end with, and now the main character and their love interest are permanently, forever, ultra, super duper separated in ways that we have written to be precisely impossible to undo. Over and over and over and over again. And you know what? I will say this. One of the few times they didn't do that was the gay one. So, like, you know what? Props. Yeah, good work there. But it annoyed the piss out of me. Just like reading, like, oh, how does this one end? Oh.
Wait, when you say the gay one, which one do you mean? Because I'm pretty sure Zisteria still does that. It's the anime that, like, is just like, no.
It might be that one, whichever one, like, got the Banished from the Heroes Party made.
Yeah, that was Zisteria. And people hated the story of that game. That's why the anime changed it. It was like, okay, we're ending it with lesbians and then also the gay ship that everyone's all about. We're gonna like imply like that's gonna turn out all right.
Yeah, that is the gay one. Yeah.
Bye, Eve.
Bye. Thanks for joining. But yeah, like, God, I hope the next Tales game is like Arise, because the other reason I really love Arise is just like, oh my God, it has such a good meaty romance. I love Alphen and Shion, and it's like right out of the gate, the two meet and they start doing fairy tale shit. Not like Fairy Tail, the anime by Hiro Mashima. I mean, like, fairy tale.
I mean, if they did Mashima shit, I'd be cool with that too.
Yeah. I mean, if they did Mashima and shit, like, Shion would have gone up like 5 cup sizes.
But yeah, no, I'm pretty confused at the idea of backlash to that game. Like, if you're just like, oh, they changed the gameplay, I'd be like, all right, that's your opinion. I think it's better. But no, it's just very weird to be like, oh, your story isn't good. It's just like, it's fucking Tales.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying this as in like, oh, I hate Tales. It's just not. It's not particularly cerebral.
You know what I think? I think Tales fans think they're Xenoblade fans. Or it's just like
Xenoblade fans are like this too, though.
Yeah. But like, if you talk about like, okay, here's some really great shit in Xenoblade, it's just like, okay, yeah, I can easily point to some of the good shit. Tales, I'm just like, every time I look at one of them, I'm just like, hey, do you think it's deeper because it ends real sad?
Xenoblade fans be like, oh, I don't like this one because there's cities in it, and it's like, fuck you. These characters are so much more emotionally intelligent than, like, basically any other RPG, and it rules.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Now, if you complain about the gameplay, cool, but that seems to just be an ongoing issue of Xenoblade.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh my god. I have heard that in Xenoblade 3, which I own and really should start at some point, that, like, you can actually control the other party members and, like, command them to do things when you're not, like, directly controlling them. Which is great, because Xenoblade's combat really heavily revolves around the party acting in sync. One character will inflict the break status, which means another character can hit them with knockdown status, which the enemy needs to be broken to deal with. Oh, and then when they're hit with knockdown, another character can launch them, and then another ability can smash them back down. And if you do all of that in sync with different characters, you get massive damage, and the gameplay demands that you do this. You have dick all control over, like, the party members. And why in God's name it took them 3 fucking games to get to the point where it's just like, maybe the player should have some input over that. I don't fucking get it. Whew. Elkazor's making their way through Xenogears. Yeah, I gotta play Xenogears at some point.
Yeah, it's with Tales, it's just really funny when people are acting like it's some big fucking smart shit. It's like, look, Tales has always been like, what if you could play an anime?
Yeah.
Because you look at the first game, and it's a fucking Super Famicom game with voice acting and a goddamn vocal intro theme.
Yeah, like, Tales of Arise has, like, 2 or 3 intros that play, like, it's, oh, we've reached, like, the next 12 episodes.
Yeah, they've been doing that for a long time, too.
But, as for what I'm gonna play when I'm, now that this is over, just installed, Spider-Man Miles Morales. I heard that's a quick game, so I'll probably play that at some point. I've been chipping away at FF7 Remake. Actually enjoyed what I played of it today. Like, there's the annoying stuff Barrett does, and it does feel like dragged out, where it's like, we have this big, flashy boss that takes a good chunk of time, as we're trying to get to, like, the second reactor. Then, boss fights, we get cutscenes, and we still have a long ways to go to the reactor, and I'm just like, okay, can we pick this up a little bit? But that boss fight was fun. Like, I'm using multiple characters, that's neat. But it ain't, like, any more or less deep than this game.
It also keeps cutting to Heidegger, being like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I'm such a braggart, and we're totally gonna catch these Avalanche guys, because we were just watching them. And it's just like, remember how in the original it was like a twist that, like, fucking President Shinra shows up, and it was like, oh yeah, no, we were in control the whole time, and now we have a big robot. And then later they do that shit again when you go into Shinra headquarters and the Turks just get into the elevator with you and arrest you. And it's just like, here from the very beginning they're just being like, Shinra is doing the thing. And I can't tell if that's them being like, oh man, we now have the resources to add so many scenes. Now we can foreshadow this thing that was supposed to just be a surprise. Or if they're being like, no, we have to keep making it clear that Shinra knows what's going on, because otherwise everyone looks like a complete idiot, because Barrett keeps going up and down the train screaming about how cool Avalanche is and no one's arrested him yet.
It's the same thing as that first Sephiroth cutscene, where if it was just the first cutscene with Heidegger, they could have just left it there and it would have been fine, but then they keep cutting back to him, and the only other purpose seems to be to really ram it home that Heidegger is a big asshole.
But he's not an interesting asshole.
No, he's not.
Like, he doesn't need to fulfill any more function than just being a douchebag who's there to fight.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you got, like, some of the other Shinra people, it's like, okay, Palmer is, like, a fucking crazy dude who's, like, comic relief. And it's like, okay, that's his thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not that stopped them from finding a way to inappropriately cut to him in Rebirth, but Heidegger, he's just fucking Heidegger. He's never been that interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's that. What have I been playing? I've been playing some Super Robot Wars 30. I picked that game back up. I think I'm getting closer to the end. There's still like 3 chapters or whatever. And like the main plot is not that interesting. But like it's just like, yeah, you get to play with all your like favorite mech characters and stuff. That's the main thing. So and like it really drags when they keep focusing on a series that you don't really care for. Like they do all this stuff with like the Brave series, and I'm just like, I don't give a shit about these.
Yeah.
Tried Gao Gaigar, I didn't like it. I haven't seen jack shit of the other ones, but one of these robots is a cop.
Maybe I'll enjoy like the Gao Gaigar stuff more purely through the lens of like, okay, I like the mech, and I want to see more cool shit with the mech.
Yeah, well, what bothers me is that there's a lot of dialogue talking about all this lore shit for Gao Gaigar, and I'm just like, but I don't like Gao Gaigar, really. So this is just me skipping through a lot of text.
Mm-hmm. It's just like, can you cut back to like the cute girl? It's cool that they added in like more outfits for characters, but also I'm like, not a huge fan of Clive's. Too black. Did it with Joshua's.
Yeah.
Jill's is nice though.
Yeah. Can't believe we didn't use that.
Yeah. My fault.
What about Torgal and Ambrosia? What did they get?
Torgal gets more blue.
Bluergal.
And Ambrosia gets like a really nice armor.
Chocobo armor DLC. I've also on and off still been doing Theater Rhythm.
Yeah.
Cause I kind of wanna 100% that game, like as far as like getting all the feats and all the collectibles and shit goes. It's just that like it's really annoying when you want to do really well and you can't because of either input lag or Joy-Cons being shitty. And I've noticed that a lot of the really positive reviews of this game are people playing on PlayStation. I'm just like, damn it! Although then I just always have input lag, I suppose, so I don't know if that helps. But yeah, that's pretty annoying. I hope to eventually have some way to play without input lag.
Yeah.
And like this TV that we use for streaming, it used to be fine, and then some fucking firmware update, because TVs have fucking internet updates now, fucked up the game mode so that there's like a stutter. And in some games you don't really notice it, but in something like Theater Rhythm, where you're literally watching things slide across the screen, it's very distracting. And it's like, yeah, either choose that or choose the one where the music doesn't sync with fucking anything. Go figure. That's all off stream. What I'm gonna do on stream is tomorrow more Kirby.
Yeah.
And I guess, you know, since we're just kind of running through these things together, I guess that's the second and last Kirby stream.
Yeah.
Of Superstar. I mean, I guess I could do like Gourmet Race on my own, and there's just little like versus mini games.
Yeah.
Wednesday, Mega Man X4 finale.
Yeah.
Were you going to say something about Kirby?
Well, we gotta do that treasure thing, right?
Mm-hmm. And then there's Milky Way Wishes after that.
Yeah, and that's kind of like the finale.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to do the finale. The treasure thing just really wasn't doing it for me too much. So, you know, maybe I'll sit that one out, do dishes or some shit, and then be there for the finale.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, I played the Zero playthrough. Sorry, honey, we'll get your playthrough at some point.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with it. Because I knew I was going to give Zero to you at some point, and then just happened way sooner than I thought it would.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's fine. It's freaking Mega Man X4.
Yeah.
It's not like I lack in playing that game.
Yeah.
Thursday continues to be mystery slot. I'd like to, you know, finish one of those things that I've not finished in the past week. But, I was also thinking, like, you know, if I could just make it some sort of, like, endurance thing, where it's just, like, I gotta make myself not care about losing over and over at a super hard game. I think that could be interesting. Because, you know, one of my big, like, streamer idols is Corona, and I'm just always like, how the hell does she stream for that long? Because I saw this clip earlier where it's, you know, one of the jokes where someone's like, Corona, please go to bed. And she's like, no! I play game. And it said, like, she's been stuck on this level for 6 hours. And I'm just like, how the hell do you have the mental fortitude to continue playing at that point? But she does, apparently.
Oh, I thought of another game I've been playing.
Mm-hmm.
I fired up Duke Nukem 3D, which, you know, I sometimes do when they're just hanging out and not playing something on the TV for whatever reason on my laptop. Actually works really well on a controller. Coughing. I started a playthrough on the second highest difficulty, because the highest difficulty is dog shit. What's the highest difficulty called again?
Damn, I'm good?
Yeah, the highest difficulty is called Damn, I'm Good, and the enemies will come back to life unless you, like, jib them. And, you know, in the words of Civi 11, fuck damn, I'm good. So I started playing on the second highest difficulty, and I think it's also just damn, I'm good. Like, the stats aren't different, they just come back. I've actually gotten fairly far into episode 1. I got to launch base, which is the penultimate level, the secret level, so yeah.
D-Bum says you'll be playing my favorite Kirby Superstar segment on my birthday. It's your birthday tomorrow?
Whoa.
That's really cool. Yeah, I gotta remember that so I can wish you a happy birthday. On next Sunday, we'll be... I was expecting this to last longer.
Me too. Well, it means I've got more time to, like, run to the store to get that spaghetti sauce.
Yeah, but, well, I meant, like, I thought it was going to take 2 sessions.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's what we were expecting, right?
Me too, because I got my ass kicked so hard on Friday.
Yeah. But this means that next time we will be playing Suikoden. We're starting it for real this time.
Suikoden.
I'm not going to let shit get in the way. And that's, like I said before, I don't know if we'll do a full playthrough of it, because I might, you know, I like parts of my old playthrough, so I might, like, Frankenstein them together. We'll see. It's definitely going to be several sessions before we even have to worry about that. Because first session of the old playthrough, don't even have a recording of it. Second session and third session and, you know, maybe beyond that, like, they're just such early streams. They're not fun to watch. Like, trust me. Like, I know I'm always self-deprecating and very critical of myself. These aren't like, good streams. I wasn't trying very hard at that point. Because it was just like, oh, I finished drawing. I finished drawing on my stream. Let's play a game. That's what that was. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that. I think it's gonna be very fun. And apart from that, yeah, we're just gonna see what's gonna happen, man.
Yeah.
Because I have a couple things planned out for a little further along. But, you know, it's always a matter of how do I feel about things, how are things working out. Because, you know, my Thursday plans kept getting, like, messed up. And I was going to do the additional Pokemon Red stream on a Thursday. Like, that felt like a good place to put that. And then I had, like, Pokemon Stadium on, like, Wednesday somewhere. And now that doesn't line up anymore, so I gotta, like, change it. But I think... on Wednesday the week after we finish X4. Or, you know, if we finish X4 really early, I suppose. But, you know, we'll see on that one.
Yeah.
We're gonna do more Unreal.
Yeah.
Like, Noth is gonna get to play that.
Yeah.
I like that we have more Noth content lately.
Yeah. Well, you need it help.
Yeah. And then, you know, after Unreal's done, I can do another shoot game, and I already have in mind what I'm gonna do. I'm not sure if I should like already spoil it, but you know, I've kind of been doing this history of the great FPS games, so I think you can probably figure out what this one's gonna be.
Chex Quest.
I'm always reminded of like James Rolfe's Monster Madness, where like the first time he did it was like the history of horror. He was like getting through all the like really big points. That feels like what I'm doing with old shoot games, is just kind of doing that.
Yeah, like I really want to go back through and play like all of Doom 1 for myself at some point. 'Cause I only played that first episode and I had a blast.
Yeah.
Obviously, I had a blast playing shooting games. Look, I've discovered like, oh, it's not that I dislike first-person shooters as I went through like, you know, my latter half of high school and most of college thinking. I just fucking hate Call of Duty. Because I play, like, you know, Doom, Duke Nukem, Unreal, and I'm like, this shit's fucking amazing!
We are eventually gonna do the first COD on old shoot games, at least, because I've never played COD at all.
Okay.
I was just looked at it and I was like, this isn't, like, this seems antithetical to what I like about shooters.
Uh-huh.
But I also recognize that this is, you know, like a landmark game, so I want to try it at least.
I feel like at this point, if you're doing, like, you know, landmark old shoot games, you also have to do the original Modern Warfare.
Well, you know, we'll see. Like, I don't know where the cutoff point in time is yet.
Yeah.
Another thing that I can tell you is going to happen soon: Fire Emblem, Mystery of the Emblem. Where you know, I after Engage, I legitimately didn't want to play Fire Emblem for a bit.
Yeah.
It was actually just like, you know, fucking with me.
Yeah.
But it's high time we do another one, and I've been wanting to do this one. I kind of want to just, you know, kind of go through this series more or less in order, starting with Mystery, because it, you know, half of it's a remake of one, and the NES games are a little too clunky for me to have a good time streaming them, I think. But like, if we go like that, it'll be good. I'll probably skip Thrakia because I'm bad at it.
Also, it really is. It does feel a bit like the most skippable game in the series.
There's parts of Thrakia I quite like, but like I don't like how much you can like screw yourself like 10 maps in advance and shit.
Yeah.
And I just at one point I got stuck on this one map and there was just like nothing I could do. No matter how many save states I used, I could just not fucking get out of it without like losing people and then probably just dying anyway. And so I just kind of gave up on that one. You know, if we have any Thrakia experts in the chat who want to help me out with that game, we'll get to that one. We'll get to it, but I don't think I'm going to play that one. I think it's going to be Mystery, Genealogy, and then going on to the GBA games. But, you know, that's for the future. But Mystery is going to be the near future, and I'm very much looking forward to it. I very much like the Marth stuff. And I'd like Noth to be there as well, because, you know, he's played Shadow Dragon.
Yeah.
And then we can kind of like, you know, kind of compare notes and some stuff. And you haven't played Mystery at all, so like the, you know, book 2, the new stuff. You haven't played that at all, so that's gonna be fun.
And I'm really excited. I really want to play Mystery. I did want to like, you know, get it onto like the Wii U, but you've had like a hard time modding it. You don't want to put like, RetroArch on it.
Yeah, RetroArch fucking blows.
Yeah. And the only other way to like easily get it on there is to like put it into like the Wii mode option.
And then you wouldn't be able to use the gamepad. And we don't even own Wiimotes right now, do we?
I don't think we do. Yeah. But like, you know, if you can figure out how to like mod the Wii U into like a nice little like, retro machine.
I'd have an easier time putting it on your 3DS, I'll be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, who knows? Maybe like they'll come up with like new Wii U modding stuff that'll make it easier.
Probably not. It's the dead system. I don't think anyone cares at this point. Well, I like the Wii U too. It's just that, you know, the people who are like, you know, coding emulators and shit. Like at this point, I think it's just like there's like 5 people who care about playing stuff on your Wii U, and they're all gonna be like, well, it runs RetroArch, so what else do you need? And like, something with a decent fucking UI for starters.
Maybe I will like learn to put up with RetroArch for the sake of just like using the Wii U. Because my god, the gamepad is so comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, if you really want me to, I can put RetroArch on there and then just be like, good luck, try figuring out how to bind controls to anything.
Yeah. I hate that thing for more moral reasons.
Oh yeah, also the person behind RetroArch is a complete cock.
Oh, right, yeah, that.
And we're not going to get into that because, you know, unfounded allegations, but...
Yeah. And Iris got a Unicorn Overlord. I heard that's good. I might pick that up at some point. I have such like a petty like Noth problem with the game, and it's just I don't like the main character's haircut. It's not even like, you know, like I just dislike it. I'm just like, come on, guys, give him a cooler haircut.
Yeah,
He's
but
the main character.
Look, you've made it through Engage. I think you can take any like aesthetic slight now.
And you know, I learned to love Rex.
Yeah.
So
Rex is awesome.
You know, a while back you said like, you know, as much as we hated the Engage story, the gameplay was good, and you kind of wanted to like do a playthrough and just skip the cutscenes. Do you think you'd ever still do that, or do you think it's
probably eventually? I haven't felt like doing that.
All right.
That guy's hovering over the ground. His shadow wasn't connecting to his boots.
Oh, he's a spy from Ultima.
Ah, he's an Asian. in you know the original sense.
Yeah. Man, you know what? Clive's shadow is like super high quality.
Hashtag first Noth problems. Well, they only made a first Noth because he's the best.
Yeah.
Don't need any more
I
Noths.
never stopped to pay attention to like how high quality Clive's shadow is.
Yeah, man, that's ray tracing probably.
Yeah. All right. Okay, we gotta watch.
Is he playing that music right now?
Absolutely.
Let's get a whole freaking choir in that loot.
He's okay. He's not floating anymore if it's this guy. But also, he's got a pretty decent shadow too. So good job, game developers.
It might have just been a weird rendering thing because he was so far away or something.
Yeah, like
I don't know how the math stuff works, but I know that it can be quirky.
Yeah. Oh, I have had a lot of fun with this game. I know you're really done.
Yeah.
Honestly, I am like a little.
Yeah.
I'm ready for a break from it too, but just like fuck me, this was. I'm glad I bought a PlayStation 5 for this game. Just like the thrill of it, and the good shit it did give me.
Yeah, I mean, I will never say that us getting this game was without merit. It's just I'm tired of it for now.
Yeah. You need a break, and that's fine.
D-Bomb, don't worry about falling asleep. It's not a big deal at all. And hey, it just means that you'll give me more views on YouTube, so
yeah. And
great.
also keep watching the Engage playthrough and live tweeting it on Discord because I love hearing about it.
And that's been fun.
All right, well, should we sign off?
I guess we should. I've just been having too much fun babbling over here.
This was a lot of fun.
Yeah. But we'll see you all tomorrow for more Kirby. Keep an eye out for the stream schedule on Blue Sky.
Yeah.
Thank you all very much for watching. I love you all. Don't forget to tell your friends about Rosie. Follow me on these things down here. Rosie rolling out!
Bye-bye.
Damn, I was gonna do the descending baby thing again, and I forgot the melody. Descending baby, I think that was it. He's in Dakota for the stream, descending baby.